Hello everyone, welcome to TTASPLAYS Pathfinder episode 60. Here's your cast. Danicka is joining us via Skype.
Yay!
So that little blur pixel is her. You can say hello.
I did say hello.
Ah, there. Now she said hello again. Alright, so we'd like to give a recap of last game.
I would love to. No, I'm not going to.
It was all about you, though.
Fine. So, here's how shit went down. So,
I'm so excited for this.
Welcome.
So what happened was, we were all getting ready for me to go on a date, which the guy, okay, so the episode before last, we sent a message to Ras that said, the redhead is waiting for you on the deck in an hour. So we made me all pretty, and then we're sitting on the deck, and he sends up somebody,
His sister.
to come and get the quote-unquote redhead, not red hair. There's, for whatever reason, this is does not compute at all, and meant Sybil, because Sybil does not have red hair. But whatever. So get Sybil. It's not red hair. Anyway, so Sybil ends up being the one on this date and says something snarky and then goes. And then what ended up happening was that we were like, well, we wanted this up on the deck where if something goes wrong, we're all there. Now she's being taken down to this private area and we're not okay with that. So I followed.
You were nominated. You nominated yourself.
Because
to
I was the
follow.
sneaky one.
Yeah.
Because I'm the sneaky one, so I'm the one that made sense.
Well, we tried to follow.
Yeah, they tried to follow for a while and kept getting seen. And so I followed.
You can go invisible. Continue.
Anyway, well, not for long. It's only for 10 rounds or something like that. It's a minute.
Invisibility.
Yeah, but it only lasts for a minute. So Danicka is emoting and I love it. Anyway, so I follow and then get stopped by these guards. Meanwhile, these two decide they want to go find and Garen decide they want to go find the captain. So they start out on this little adventure to find servants' quarters. At this point, Sybil and this lady have been stopped, or not have been stopped, have moved past these two guards blocking this door, and I'm like, well, there's no way to sneak by them. This is a problem. So I find a nearby servant, or I grab a nearby servant and make them get me the most extravagant dessert on this barge, which I didn't realize we're on a rich person's barge. So extravagant has a different meaning. No, it was 100 platinum. 100 platinum for dessert. That almost gave me a heart attack, but whatever. I paid it, and then got into a disguise, and then the guy wouldn't fucking give me my order. It was a problem. He was so, but he was so he was so protective of dessert. And
Personally,
He was he was guarding that dessert with his life.
I'm thankful that if I paid 1,000 gold for anything, that person would die before giving it to another person.
But anyway, I got so close to convincing him to give me dessert, and then he didn't. And then I was like, "It's fucking me! Just give me my goddamn dessert!" And he finally did, laughing and going away. And I'm just like, "Get the fuck out!" And then I had to get past these guards. Meanwhile, these two had found their way close to the captain, but not quite there. They had managed to get to... Yeah, you were there too, Garen. But the three of them, had managed to find their way to the captain, or not to the captain, but close, and get a message to the captain that Sybil, lady of 1,000 names, had decided to, the lady of 1,000 names wanted to meet the captain and Wiggum too. And then they decided to go to the bar. during this point, I had managed to fucking convince the guards to let me... Actually, I didn't manage to convince the guards to let me through. I convinced the guards to go tell Sybil that Mohini was here with the thing she ordered. The guards went and said that. Well, yes, but I told the guards to say Mohini because it was the name that Sybil knew. And so they went and said that, like, Mohini was here with... Or, no, they said that, like, someone was here with a thing that they ordered and didn't say what I wanted them to say. And so both of them were like, we didn't order anything. What are you talking about? And then, finally, right as they were leaving, one of them went, yeah, Mohini something said that you were here with something she ordered. And Sybil was like, oh, right. The thing that I ordered and forgot about. Actually, no, it was more like, oh, she's my friend. She was probably trying to do something nice. And so, yeah, that's okay. Because she didn't actually say, like, the thing I ordered. It was more like, oh, person trying to be nice, because I've already said I didn't order anything. So I come through with this, like, fucking expensive dessert, make it all the way down to them, so that Sybil is not alone should shit hit the fan, and immediately get sent away without my dessert, leaving it for them. I go then and pout in a fucking corridor. Well, Sybil gets some very real and important information for us about the area, the people, all of this amazing things that I don't remember. Hold on.
Never in danger.
Yeah, it's the stuff I don't remember. Did you write it down? I don't think it was much more than we knew, but it was... oh, I know what it was. You learned the names of the royal family. You learned the name of the leader of the the leader of the Bastion of Independent Merfolk. You learned where the slums were. That was cool.
We learned that
yeah, we...
Thornton is good friends with the royal family.
We also learned that talking about hunting might get us in with them. And, like, the bigger and more obscure the beast, the better. Yeah, so you learned a lot of really important information. And I pouted in a hallway and got yelled at. Eventually you were done with your thing, came out, saw me and were like, the fuck are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. So we went to go get drinks, and then Garen, Wiggum and I went down to see Lalessa about giving us a map of Undercity. And she was like, why would I have a map of my own city? That's silly. And we're like, but people, that's a thing that people do. And she was like, no, it's not. And then, she's like, fine, I'll draw you a little map, but I'm not good at directions or drawing. We're like, this is going to be great. She's like, I'll send it on to you. Is there anything else? And we're like, not really. She's like, okay, go away. And then we all met up at the bar, and that's how things ended.
I really kind of want that to be your personality.
I know that sound.
Yeah, you do.
You mentioned that we also found out that the Bastion was created to take over the surface area as well as it got stuck, and then it fell back down. Now it's stuck almost.
Was that last time that we learned that, or was that the time before? I think that was the time before. That was last time?
Yeah,
I got that information confused with the time before, because we learned a lot of things very quickly.
We did. But the Bastion is an important thing. And
We
you
learned the one
scried
before.
and saw...
We learned the one before.
And you
Yeah,
saw
it becomes a floating
Kafrik.
island.
Yeah, that was the time before. That wasn't last time.
And then I saw Kafrik in...
The prison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think
That's
that was
also
probably the most
important.
thing that we found.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I got. That's what happened.
All right, and where did we end?
We
You guys-
we ended where it was Zempe about to talk with his ring.
I danced
Yes.
with Thornton and then I left, right?
No.
I
Very
danced
subtle
with...
Rast.
Yeah, Rast and then I left, right?
I think so.
I remember.
Yes. Zempe was about to talk to his ring.
I don't remember where we were though. Where
I think we
physically
were
are.
just in the
We
bar.
were in the bar.
Yeah, I think you're at the mess hall. Bar area. It's not really a mess hall.
It's not a mess hall. It's
You're
places
in the
to
dining
dance.
room. Plus bar.
Bar. We're in the bar.
In the drinking room.
I
with
mean,
the
honestly, it's us. We're in the bar.
Yeah.
You guys turn it
At
into a
any,
bar.
at any time, you can assume that you're at the bar.
We are in our rooms or in the bar.
Yep.
That's the fastest way to find us.
Is there an empty booth somewhere that
Well-
I can go sit?
There's no real booth. There's some nicer tables, but they seem to be already taken by the Corsians.
Fuckers.
Right?
Would I know of any like places maybe on the deck of the ship somewhere that I could go sit and be alone?
Roll knowledge local.
Natural one.
There are people hiding in the walls. You've seen it. They're probably hiding other places.
I'm gonna go to the deck.
See you guys.
Where you going?
Nowhere.
That's a good answer.
Don't follow me.
I don't like that.
Do I need to follow him?
I think we need to.
I'll go follow him.
All right.
Was Sybil back yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
because Sybil came back with me originally, and then we
Okay.
went down to the place, and then we got back.
All right,
again.
so you're witnessing Zenpei.
I'll go follow him.
I'll stay here with Sybil.
Please do.
All right, how about you roll stealth? And you roll perception.
14 plus 22.
It's cocked. It can
36.
only be an extra 20. Oh, it's a 14 instead.
Damn you.
11 plus 14. 25.
36.
You don't see, but you see. So you're headed up. You make it to the deck without any trouble because it's a pretty well-guided ship. You see that there's some people roaming around the top. It's probably around dinner time, so some people are lounging, watching the jellyfish that you're seeing move along. The large lights in the distance. You see something that almost seems to be like aurora moving under the water. So there's kind of a spectrum of colors that are dancing around. All the plants seem to be doing well. You have the gas flames that are fairly bright.
I'm gonna go over to like just the side of the ship somewhere. where
Right?
there's
So you're
no-
right up by the glass.
Where there's no one else around.
Okay, if there's people within around 20 feet of you, but that's probably the farthest you're going to get.
Okay. And I'm gonna sit with my back to the outside looking.
In.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say you're focusing on your ring?
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Okay.
for sure engaging with whatever the fuck this thing is.
Okay. I'll say you'll probably get disadvantage on perception rolls if you're looking for things that's going to be focusing on your ring.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not really trying. I don't really care if I'm hiding this conversation. I just want to be able to talk with the ring privately.
Okay.
That's basically it.
All right. So you moving at your
I'm
normal
not
speed
there.
because you can move at normal speed, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you see
I
Zenpei
think
is.
so. Let me double check that. But I think so.
Okay. If not, you'll make it up soon.
Yeah.
All right. So you have your ring.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Excuse me. Hello there.
Did you find the dark dwarves?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You must find dark dwarves. We must destroy them. Struck them from this land they shall be.
So, what's like the rest of your prerogative? Like, what's
That
your
is my
story?
only mission. We must destroy the dark dwarves. There's kind of a you feel a shudder of power from the ring.
You know, I just want to understand you more because I try to.
Do
get
you
rid-
understand destroy dark dwarves? Or are you daft?
You have like
Yes.
a single point of focus, but I'm sure you're much more vast than that.
You're a multi-dimensional ring. You're more than just one thing.
Yeah.
Surely you
You
like
must have hopes and
have like
dreams.
hobbies and stuff, and
You're daft then.
Maybe a ring back home.
I just want to be your friend and understand you, so I don't fear you anymore. I'm sorry, I tried to get rid of you.
Do you want to roll? Are you bluffing? Are you actually afraid of it? All right, roll bluff.
I want to be friends with you.
Quit it. 7. Or sorry, 3 plus 7.
10.
10.
You lie, and you lie poorly. It's gonna roll intimidate.
Barney?
Destroy them, or I will make you harm your friends.
Part of it is that you.
Roll and intimidate, and I'll let you know if it actually gets you. Fuck.
What do I add to that? Anything?
Intimidate. Which is a charisma based skill.
So wait, he's rolling intimidate against me?
Yeah, and so you're rolling intimidate to counter, or
Okay. 5!
so I found out that intimidate will actually shaken someone.
Mm.
You're shaken for 6 rounds. So just
This is a good one that I call it. The other one was
36 minutes. 36 seconds.
now, when you find them, you will end them. Agreed.
I want to understand more.
When you start killing Durgar, you will learn more.
What's a Durgar?
A dark dwarf!
But what exactly constitutes a dark dwarf? Like, is it like a racial thing? Are you
You
racist?
feel the darkness disappear, and now it just turns into light.
I only heard his side of that, correct?
Well, it wasn't really loud, so depending on how close you're able to get,
I mean, he's not focused on it, so I could probably get within earshot.
I'm sure you probably could. He explicitly said he wasn't trying to hide it, so you heard part of that.
Yeah.
So are you talking about like the race or like dwarves that are evilly aligned? Dark as in evil, or dark as in skin? Are you racist?
They are one and the same.
Horse with a really deep tan.
What did they do to you?
Oh, great.
It does not matter. I have my goal, and you are aligned with me.
Well, I don't know about lying with you, but you're on my finger. I mean, I'd like to work with you, but I don't want to be like manipulated and shit.
Not looking for a long-term commitment.
I like the 3 second, or it's not even 3 seconds, but I like the like slightly delayed Danicka laugh is my favorite thing.
I shall aid you while you seek the Dark Dwarf.
What can you do?
You will see. And you feel the presence disappear back into the ring.
What's your name? What your name is, girl?
You see Zempe's yelling at his hand. No ring is in sight.
What's your name?
You see people around the boat are now like trying to give a wide berth. Should we get someone? I'm a little concerned about that tiny man. Would you over here?
Yeah. This is fine.
I'm gonna go get someone. I'm thinking we need to go to an infirmary.
So,
They start to scuttle off.
so the ring is gone.
Yeah.
Just.
No, you see the ring.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna get out my dagger and start.
Try.
I'm not cutting off my finger. I'm trying to.
Why don't you make a dexterity check?
That's you.
Don't worry, I'm only playing the game.
16 plus
Shit.
2.
You're not stabbing your finger, but you're kind of like the ring is kind of curved with a small stone in it, so you're like kind of missing.
Would I understand what kind of stone it was?
You could roll knowledge nature.
Okay. 10 plus 12.
You're assuming it's probably some type of colored diamond or citrine. It kind of has an orangey color, but it also turns to white at times. Kind of changes depending on the light that's around it.
Excuse me, are you still there?
There's silence.
There are like more logistics to talk about. This is kind of complicated.
There's silence from the ring.
Can I try to take it off?
Sure. Whoop. Different hand. At this point, you see the concerned citizens coming back with a medic. Strolls up to Zempe. Excuse me,
Hello?
are you alright?
No, I'm not. I have this ring on my finger, and it's. Oh, you probably can't see it.
Oh no, I totally understand. Why don't you come with me? We'll see if we can help you. Okay?
He's getting taken to the psych ward.
They're rolling bluff. You can roll sense motive.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
Good luck.
Sense motive is 14 plus 3.
You think that he's probably going to help you. Like, they seem to have some knowledge, so why don't you come with me?
Senpai, there you are. Come on.
Oh, hi!
Is this how... Is he okay?
He's fine and completely harmless. Don't worry about it. We're taking care of it.
Do you need to roll bluff on that?
I mean, yeah. Probably. Oh, that's not good. 4
Yes,
plus
everything's
16
fine.
is 20.
Nothing to see here.
Wait. Maybe.
I have another thing. Yeah, 20.
I don't know.
Trust me. I know his history, I know his background.
He's scaring the other guests, so
That's
would you
why
not yell at your hand anymore?
I can do that.
The ring, yes, it'll be fine. It's just a ring.
You don't quite get it, but it's alright.
I'm sure it's okay. Just inside. Keep it inside. Can I just check him for poisons?
For that, sure.
So you can pull out just a green rod and just like wave it by your head. Kind of move it around your
Wait,
body.
check my bag of holding.
Why? Why would you want that?
Maybe there's a poison in there.
No poison.
Civil.
I
Wherever I am.
not poisoned and doesn't seem to. Does a heal check. Thumb depressor and just like shines a little torch in your
Is
eyes.
it generally known that there are items of intelligence in this world?
Stories.
Hmm.
So just, well, seems to be in control of faculties. You're a little sweaty. Maybe take it easy. Calm down. Have a nice, good, cold drink. Water.
I'm gonna go take him to lie down and take his medicine.
Okay.
Okay.
How lucky they are to have you. If you need anything,
Of course. I know where to find him.
I'm not a schizophrenic!
It's right, dear. Come on.
Okay, let's go.
roll perception, both of you, to see if you.
Not one.
17 plus 11.
He thinks he doth protest too much. As they're walking away.
Way around, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's lead the way. And as we're walking away, when we get far enough from people, ooh, I started to sound like far enough from peeps. When we get far enough from people, I'm just gonna lean down and say, Zenpai, whatever's happening with this ring, we're gonna figure this out. And you're not gonna scream at your hand in public, correct?
Okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's probably not the best idea.
No? People think you're crazy.
What's a shoot fence?
I probably should have went to my
Different kind of
quarters.
crazy.
It's a shoot
Yeah,
fence.
and you probably should have gone to the place that we rented to be a private place, but whatever. Going into public's also an idea.
So you're making it back down to the bar, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Is there anything you guys would have liked to talk
Immediately.
about while they were gone?
We were just shooting the shit.
Okay.
Being
The
nice.
shit was
Having a
shot.
good time. Shit was shot. Smiling.
There's alcohol and pink milk at the table.
I love my pink.
But isn't Wiggum an elf? Or a
Half
dwarf?
elf.
Papa.
Do we have any dwarves?
No.
Okay. But
No, we don't. I can't say that.
What's
I
his
don't know
name?
that.
Antler.
Antlar, is he a dwarf?
He's a dwarf.
It's not a Jordan.
But is he a dark dwarf?
You don't know. You've never heard of them.
So there is a difference between normal dwarves and dark dwarves.
Yes.
Yeah, they're a separate race, but Zenpai does not know that.
Okay. That's why I'm fucking
Yes.
Okay,
Alright.
that's fine.
You guys make it back.
Hello. How'd that go? You take care of what you needed to take care of?
No, it's only getting worse.
Yeah, you
What-
kinda just disappeared on us, but it wasn't cool.
Well, I thought I would take a moment and try to get to know my little ring friend here.
what
There's no
little-
ring on the hand.
What little
Oh,
ring
great
friend?
friend.
I know you can't see it, but he's fucking there.
The ring we
Oh,
saw
hold
him
hold
put
I
on.
believe you, man. I believe you.
Would you like me to?
Detective Evil?
I mean, on your hand? Which hand is it on, my friend?
Zente will look down.
You don't see it.
Okay, now it's invisible to me too. This thing might be really fucking powerful.
Would you like? Is it a cursed item? Are you cursed?
It's just telling me to kill dark dwarves.
That sounds
Problematic?
pretty evil to me. I'm going to just do a lay on hands and try to remove a curse. Because I think he's cursed.
That's
Alright.
Let my lady help guide this soul in whatever they are thinking.
So you have to roll to break the curse, right? If it's a curse.
Not if it's a curse. Like it's
You
it
just-
acts as remove curse if it's a curse.
Yes, but remove curse, you have to beat the level of whatever is cursed.
There's a DC to it.
This is one of my mercies that goes on.
Yes,
I
so it
don't
probably
know if
uses. You should probably. With that, because it functions as remove curse, right?
Remove shaken, remove daze, and remove cursed.
Yes,
All
so
of my.
It's not
lay on
a
hands
guarantee
does
that you remove it, though. It still requires a check.
Is this thing a curse?
You make a caster level check 1d20 plus the caster level.
1d20 plus.
It's like when you try to remove the curse from your arm.
Okay, and that would be my ability modifier.
No, your 1d20 plus your caster level.
My caster level. Okay, that's 4. Okay.
What?
My
Oh, because
caster
you have a
level.
lower caster level.
I have a much
I
lower
get
caster
it
level.
now.
No, that's 6. So 12 plus 6. 18.
He only has an ego of 16.
You feel the spell take hold. You're not sure if anything happened.
And also if you hurt or
You don't see the ring.
healed divinity. Do you feel better, my friend?
No, just a little more paranoid.
Well, okay.
You guys
maybe-
remember the ring though, right?
I remember a ring that you put on
Right.
very impulsively, I might add.
Yes, yes, I remember. But
And we don't know where that ring went. You haven't told
it's
me anything about it.
well, it comes and it
For a
goes.
while.
This ring has been telling you things?
It's actually intelligent.
Can I roll knowledge history if I've ever heard about a
We can-
ring or
Sure,
like
you
an
can-
item that is
Sure.
has an ego?
We can. You remember Super Socks?
I remember the spoon, dumbass.
15 plus 2, I think.
Then Spoon was different. The Spoon never spoke.
But I remember what he did when he held the spoon.
This is similar to the spoon
Yeah, so 17.
and similar to Super Socks.
You've heard legend of speaking items, but a lot of the ones that you ever heard about were utilized for Sarenrae's purposes. They were holy items.
Oh, so
Items that had been so blessed that they gained intelligence and the capacity to do good.
Okay, so more than not for me, I think it's kind of a good
Yeah,
thing
that would be the
it's against
experience
it.
you've had with them.
Well, I've heard of items that can have a will of their own, but usually they're very dying and blessed,
No, not always.
in my experiences.
I used to know a guy who wore some socks. And they were really kind of cool socks. And they were, one might say, super socks. They could talk.
Are they divine socks?
No, they were rude socks.
But were they evil?
I don't know if they were evil per se. They were just not nice.
Well,
However, I mean, they can come, like, that's what I'm saying, is that you may have seen the divine part. I've seen the intelligent part when it gets snarky. So this one might be a bad guy.
This one is definitely not a good guy.
it's telling you what exactly? That you're trying to...
It wants me to
Destroy-
wipe all the dark elves off the face of the planet.
Dwarves.
Dwarves. I'm a dark elf.
Yeah.
Dark dwarves.
That'd be a problem.
What did the Durgar do to the ring that made it want to kill all of them?
He's not talking to me very much. I'm trying to get answers, but he just wants to
No,
be
I
all.
don't think anybody just requests genocide. That's kind of unique, you know.
Yeah! I told me he was a racist.
You know?
And I'm like one guy!
Well, is that all it spoke to you about?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty
Pretty much?
focused. Pretty focused on that one thing.
What happens if hypothetically you were to try to take the ring off? Or
It poofs onto nothing, or it goes invisible.
okay, what happens if you deny said request?
Well, if I can focus strongly enough, I can resist it. But that's not always the case.
Otherwise, what?
I don't know yet. I've been pretty good so far.
So you're saying there are no negative repercussions if you'd say, no, I do not want
No.
to do that.
I'm saying that if I suddenly get bloodlust for these dark creatures, you should all be very concerned.
Oh,
I think we're all already
okay.
really
Well,
concerned about you.
I don't believe we will be running into any dark dwarves down in Undercity, so hopefully
Well, one can
we can
hope.
do that. Maybe we should take him to a healer or a
Don't
priest.
take him to the healer on this ship.
Take him to a... Why not? I'm
Because
sure
he
they're
might have
very...
just met him, and then he thinks he's schizophrenic. It's fine. It's a thing.
Did you tell the doctor, the healer, about the ring?
Yeah, he didn't quite get it.
He didn't believe him.
He definitely thinks that I'm on drugs or mentally insane.
Are you on drugs, MP? Where are you mushrooms?
Having just had mushrooms this morning.
Always on
Yeah,
drugs.
you had mushrooms.
Plot twist, he never picked up a ring. It's all been a hallucination.
It's a long time.
Everything's fine.
Okay, well,
This is fine.
keep us informed of what the ring is telling you at all times. And if you are concerned, let us know.
I'm very concerned.
Vampire,
No, there's nothing we can do about it at this point.
don't leave me like that again. Especially not for something like that.
Well, I just thought, given some space with the ring and all, we might be able to like mono it.
And how'd that work for
He's
you?
a prick.
Well,
At least he's on your finger then.
if I remember from what you told us once upon a time about dealing with the silverware problem we have,
Don't touch us everywhere.
it turned you against your friends, no? So perhaps for future reference, isolation with the ring may not be the wisest decision until we at least know what its reasoning behind its intentions are.
Touche.
Agreed?
Yes.
Okay.
Temperance.
Temperance.
Solidarity.
Kind of irrelevant. But
Solidarity and temperance.
there we go. Okay. I think he's getting it. Well,
You get a +1 morale boost for 1 round. Just because.
I'm gonna try
The
to.
next 6 seconds. Congrats, it's gone.
Can I try and will the ring back into like visibility?
You can try. Make a will check or wisdom check.
Little check.
What does that entail?
wisdom modifier plus.
Add your wisdom to a d20.
It sounds like more like an intelligence move.
No, that you said will. What does a will save? Wisdom.
Well, yeah.
6 plus 3.
9.
You will and you will and you will and you will and still
And
it
you
does not
won't.
be.
You won't.
It's okay, my friends. Just stay calm and keep us informed of.
Would you roll a percentile die for me?
It's not gonna stick now.
16.
You do not pop a blood vessel in your eye while trying.
That's
That's
good.
good.
I'll try again later.
Okay. We have a lot of information.
Oh no.
Where'd she go?
It's okay, I can
She
still
just turned off the
hear you.
video.
Okay, cool.
Do we have a game plan as to what we want to do when we get down there?
No. I don't know what's going on.
Well, we're going to get a map.
Speaking of map,
Oh, well, that was fast.
Hi.
Who's that?
you recognize this to be Lalesia and Marve.
Hi.
I made you a map. Who did I promise the map?
Thank you.
And then Marve's like, and I made you another supplemental map. I am a little better with my hands than my wife is, but she does try.
Thank you, Lord and ladies. Very kind
Thank
of
you
you.
so much.
It's very kind of you. Thank you.
My husband compliments me oh so well.
How are you two enjoying the trip down?
They kind of sit down at your table next to you. It's been lovely. How about yours? Are you enjoying the Garden of the Sea? Is it your first time?
It's quite beautiful. Yes.
It's absolutely lovely.
I've done a little bit of traveling above sea, but I've never been below it. It's truly a magnificent sight.
Isn't it all of these beautiful creatures? You never know they exist unless you came down here.
It's true.
Did you know
enlightening.
that outside of Undercity and this any type of underwater vessel, the pressure can kill you almost instantly?
Really?
Yes. So be very careful.
Quite terrifying.
But I figured I should give you. Okay, it's not quite instantly, and then it's just like, actually, it's a very painful death. It just takes a little while as your body's compressed and squeezed.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
So
for
if the
warning.
ship breaks, yeah,
It's like an ocean hug.
exactly, like an ocean hug.
Okay. I can handle that.
This well, thank you for the warning. We do appreciate.
I am
it.
a doctor, or was a doctor, but there. Some visitors have occasionally been found on the outskirts of the city, being that they are either crushed or they drown.
Oh my.
That's why they highly recommend that you stay within the airways,
Noted.
no matter how few and far between they may be.
Noted.
Thank you.
Lesia just pulls out a cup of tea out of nowhere. Just,
Can I get you? I was gonna offer you a drink of pink milk, or maybe perhaps whatever my
no, I have my own tea.
Excellent.
What kind of tea is it?
I don't know, my husband made it, but it's delicious.
Nice.
He just kind of smiles.
Well, when we get down there, we were just discussing what our game plan would be. I mean, we should probably find some residents to house us, as well as perhaps ask around.
You will
and-
be hard pressed to find. I don't hope you don't mind me butting in, but you'll be hard pressed to find residents that will allow you to stay with them, unless you're going to the slums. There is an inn, but also you'll be passing through customs.
Of course.
Well, of course.
Coast.
They're gonna drop off
Oh, fuck.
the merfolk first, go through
Of course.
their magic check, make sure that there's no one pretending to be, and then they're gonna send the boat over to the tourist dock, and then you'll pass through customs, where
Excellent.
anything that is deemed dangerous will be taken from you.
That makes sense.
Can
You
we
said-
get those things back when we leave?
Generally, yes, unless they're particularly dangerous.
That seems fair. What about this inn you said?
Oh, the inn?
Is that near the slum?
It's, well, one of them, yes. It's the Garden Inn, and it's right next to the Tempest Tavern.
We're going to the garden.
I didn't even realize that until I said it.
I'm going to the Tempest.
There's also a decent number of guard towers that are posted around the city, mostly to keep things under control, but there's always a patrol around, so... especially in certain unsavory parts of town.
That's encouraging. Good.
So mostly where you're going to want to stay is in the northern part of town. That's kind of the airway location, but it's very obvious where there isn't an airway. But because the southern part of town is the nobility district and the castle, and beyond that, for a few miles, is going to be the bastion. And then over the sea cliff on the east side, you're going to enter the slums. North of the visitor tourist district, you're going to find more slums. The main market is more central western,
So
but that's not made for tourists. So unless you can breathe underwater, you're
Awesome.
Can.
South is nobility.
Nobility in the castle.
Mm-hmm. East is
Slums.
slums.
And the sea cliff.
Sounds like there's more slums than anything else.
East is
That's what it looks like.
slums. And what's the sea cliff?
You just heard sea cliff.
Okay, cool. We don't know what that is yet. Sea
But
cliff.
it's not C like SEA, it's just the letter.
I'm gonna push you off the sea cliff.
Do it.
The west, we haven't heard about the west. The
No.
north is, what is in the north?
The
Slums.
tourist district, and then the slums are further north.
There's a little
Okay.
slums.
Tourist.
There's
this is
two
where
slums that you've heard of.
Tourist and slums. We're gonna be dropped off in the north district,
Northwestern.
Continually hear about slums.
and we haven't heard about the western yet.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent, thank you. That's very helpful.
And the bastion is way south.
Past the nobility?
A few miles past. That's GM retelling you for your notes.
Bastion. Okay, that's helpful. Marker? Okay, that's good to know.
Ooh, there's also, we don't go because it's not our part of town, but we hear there's a very interesting open sea coral park in the middle of town that you might be able to see. It's quite beautiful. I know that they were renovating it a few years back. Planted some new coral, used some
It's
magic to strengthen it up.
Now a prison.
In the center. That
Just-
sounds lovely.
Make sure that as long as you don't do anything questionable, you're not going to have any problem.
I don't think that will be a problem. Then, most of us. How about a doctor, a healer, a temple perhaps? Just in case.
No. I only
Sick
know about the
of that.
nobility district and what's in the palace. I honestly wouldn't know. Our doctors are on call that we have. If you're looking for a doctor, you may want to inquire at the inn or the tavern. Truly.
That makes sense.
And I am a doctor, so you can see why she would never call anyone.
Also makes sense. Just
And I haven't practiced enough to really know in this location.
oh, excellent. Thank you.
Of course.
We
And then you see Lalessa just sit up. My mother is giving me eyes, so I think I should cut this short.
of course.
Have a wonderful day.
Have
Everybody,
a wonderful trip. If you
Mhm.
need anything, you can send for me.
everybody
Don't
remember
send for
your.
my mother.
Everybody
gotta
remember
leave.
your manners.
you.
And I bow, and then very gently put my hand on the back of Zempe to make him bow. And then I look at both of you. Remember our manners.
I nod.
Thank you very much. I hope you have a good trip. And hopefully we'll be able to see you in Undercity too.
That would be lovely.
Maybe we can take you to the open sea coral park. That way we won't be invading your territory.
I'm sure we'll think of something. And they stroll off, nod at you. Is your hand okay? You keep looking at it. Does it ache?
A little bit. I smashed it in the door earlier.
Oh, bluff.
I really, if this was anyone else, I'd be like, he was jerking off too hard and see what would happen.
17 plus 7.
Let me see.
24.
You seem take your hand, just kind of. Well, you're. I don't really do a lot with
I hate.
gnomes. Gnome. You just kind of is. Feels like you've got some inflammation in your arms. Try not to use this arm so much. Maybe you could always have it in like a little rope sling if you need to. It'll help with the inflammation. Do you have numbness in these fingers?
Sometimes.
Okay, well try and. There's a couple options to try and keep your wrists straight, sleep with your arm out at night. That can help. Just try to do as little with it as possible. You're probably irritating it. I'm assuming you're a spellcaster.
Mm-hmm.
That can do it. Just do some relaxing hand exercises. Get a massage every once in a while.
Hey, thanks.
Of course. And then he walks off. Slithers off. Walks
Very
at their
slow.
leisurely pace.
10 minutes later, they're off your ways. That was very helpful. We now have a direction, a basis. How does the map look?
This one was Marley's and this one was Lalessa's.
So good.
really good. I like it a lot.
She tried. God
She
bless
did,
her.
and it was very
Oh, it's
helpful.
lovely.
I'm very glad that she tried for us.
When we are
Actually, I need her map back.
alone, I'm gonna whisper over to Garen. Perhaps when we're alone, you can make a copy of that for everybody, if you wouldn't mind.
I'll give it a try for you guys.
It'd be helpful for us all to have a copy of that map.
I agree.
Um,
There's a couple of things I'd like to do before we land.
what's that?
Well, I would like to try to get a message to Anthlar.
Should we get back to our quarters?
I think so. I miss little Anthlar.
I'm sure we all do.
Can you
Don't
do a
we?
bluff on that?
Well, my ring wants me to kill him, so.
I'm okay with that.
You have not heard the ring say that.
Oh, hello, Gendor.
Well, he doesn't know. He doesn't know that he's not a dark dwarf. We can assume they're the same thing.
You would think, though, if it wanted, it would have spoken up when you met him.
I'm pretty sure it was mouthing off around that time.
Just continue.
Oh
I think-
shit!
What would you like to tell Outlaw?
Really nothing.
I would. I just miss him and don't want to talk about what I want to tell him in
We'd
the
be-
bar with.
Are you missing Mr. Slithers?
I'm very much missing Mr. Slithers.
I thought you would be. Okay.
I miss Mr. Slater. I miss everybody.
Just gonna put my arm around Garen and help him up.
I kept my mind off of them for so long.
Oh, poor Garen.
I'm sure they're doing great, Garen. I'm sure they're looking out for each other. And maybe.
Hey, Garen. When we get back to the room, I have something to share with you.
Shall we head back to the room then?
Yes.
What time of...
What type of underwater
Yeah,
is
what
it?
time of underwater is it?
You're not sure, but
Are
you're
you
guessing
tired?
based off of the meals that you're seeing on the table. It's probably mid to late afternoon, maybe evening.
We're starting at dinner time.
Let's retire.
Did you not want to eat? You guys haven't eaten yet, besides the cake. Have you guys gotten the cake yet?
We have not gotten the cake yet.
The cake was lovely. It was wonderful. Wonderful.
You can't even do it for
Wonderful. Wonderful. What? Yes, I'm a bit famished myself. I wouldn't mind eating.
I'm a little peckish too.
Alright, let's eat first and then we'll head downstairs.
Food would be nice.
Holy!
Hi!
Yeah.
Hello. I thought you left me again.
You're so...
No, we can't have nowhere else to go.
You're, so,
Welcome to come with us, brother.
you're always so quiet when it comes to being such a large bloke.
Well, the last time we let him
I'm
go.
very stealthy.
I believe that.
You only see Rook when you need Rook to see you.
What?
That's frightening.
You only see Rook when Rook needs you to see me.
As
Yeah,
it just
okay, that was better. Well done.
vanishes into
Hey,
the wall.
hey, Rook. It's not witchcraft. It's Parker's sliced bread. There you go. We're still
Bread.
working.
Bread?
Bread. We're still working on it, but we're into it.
Parker's sliced bread.
Yeah, there you go.
There we
Just
go.
like that, my friend.
Next time you stick your
So
finger
proud
out,
of
Amy's just gonna bite your finger off.
That's how you gotta do it. You're like, it's not witchcraft. It's. Why don't I have a finger?
I knew I was testing my luck for too long.
Or is it?
We can do it.
Take it.
We can go on
That's
this.
how we're gonna get it up. We're gonna get you to start doing the finger point thing, and Rook's gonna bite your finger off, and the ring's coming off.
Hopefully it's the right finger.
You know? You'll never be able to flip anybody off again. or pleasure a woman, but you can do what you want.
You didn't do that anyways.
I love that speaks. Good.
Well, so
Not Wiggum probably has spares.
Yeah, we can probably fix you.
I'm good at sewing.
I
Keep this
got
back
you.
on. It's fine.
Thanks,
Um,
Wiggum.
Well, let's get something to eat then.
You see the Parker sliced bread is currently empty.
Vamos todos a comer.
I don't have any more Parker sliced bread, guys.
I'm out too. And so you.
You still have another loaf.
No.
No, you don't.
No.
Yes, I do.
Sybil has one more left.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
I have 2 loaves. I have 2 loaves.
Well, I'm getting kind of hangry. You want to get it out?
I could just order from the barkeep. That is
That's a good
probably
point.
just eyeing us directly in front of us.
Eyeing us directly.
What kind of
That's just
specials
what
do
it
you
means.
have?
It's wonderful.
Hello, we're hungry and crazy and weird.
What kind of specials do you have?
Well, it's not quite dinner yet, but we do have a small display of food. By small, you see there's mountains of fruit, various meats, cheeses, breads, not Parker's, not sliced. Well, actually, there is one set of sliced bread
Yo,
that is not Parker's.
Yeah?
We just bread competition.
it's a snack bar.
Competition.
Yo,
Just destroy them.
it's a real snack bar.
But feel free to help yourself. You see some of the Corsians are up there and they're making sandwiches with the sliced bread. And then making they have like toast points that they've been smearing various things on.
Don't pierce the toast!
Madame Corsian turns.
It's not polite. I've heard.
You're right, it's not. She turns back.
Why is she angry all of a sudden?
I believe it would be best if we just try to avoid talking to her at all times. She's quite nasty.
I was just
Nasty.
telling everybody in general.
Nasty. Well, let's eat something.
You hear laughter come from Madame Corsian, but you're not sure why.
Yeah, that's an unsettling
Just-
sound. Gives me the goosebumps. Whispering this to you. Let's just get some food, enjoy.
Oh, you're silly, they wouldn't fit out the window.
Oh.
She goes back over.
Huh.
Part of me wants to know what would happen if someone could befriend her.
I tried.
I don't think she knows how to have friends.
Well, not with landwalkers.
I don't think she knows how to have friends.
Maybe
Anyway.
with merfolk.
I'm gonna walk over and start filling a plate.
Yeah, me too.
Alright.
Samesies.
There's a
I'm
bunch
gonna go
of...
get at the real snacks.
Okay. You go get the real snacks. There's the bread, but there's people around you that you could try and remove, but they would probably notice you pilfering the sliced bread.
I'm just waiting my turn. Nibbling and eating.
Alright. You manage to get your food. Make it back to your table. It's somewhat filling. You could keep going back for more if you wanted. It's constantly being replenished.
How long until dinner?
You asking one of...
Sure, yeah, I'll ask the barkeep.
Oh, probably an hour or so.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. We're having, surprise, seafood.
Yay!
I
I
do
like
like
seafood.
And also, there's this dish we heard of where it's some type of mushroom that you stuff and then you fry it. You know this dish. You know many a dish that comes like this.
We know stuffed mushrooms.
Sounds excellent.
We don't know where it came from, but it was in our recipe book.
What's it stuffed with?
Found a mushroom just lying around.
That's the surprise.
Another
It's all
mushroom.
becoming-
It-
Oh
It's
god.
not sea cucumber, is it?
No. No, that'd be rather slimy, wouldn't it? Are you okay? You don't like sea cucumber? Maybe you haven't had it prepared right. Would you? If I made you a good sea cucumber?
Thank you though, but no.
She doesn't like sea cucumber.
Okay. Generally, it's the way it's prepared. That's why. But sorry.
They wiggle.
When they're not prepared right.
Yeah, no folks really don't know what they're doing, do they?
What was
I
that?
think so.
No, I didn't.
What? I didn't hear that.
Garen said, merfolk don't really know what to do and do they? No, they
And he's just kind of like,
don't. Shall we... Do we want to set up a game plan, or do we have... I mean, we could just retire to our rooms for the time being. I can take another look at that thing that you want me to, I guess. Write messages if we need to, or simply stay out of trouble.
What are you looking at me for?
How do we... What do we feel about that, or do we... What,
Do you want to meet back up in a little bit for dinner?
that sounds lovely.
But we should all go to the room right now.
That's the plan.
Alright, see ya! I mean,
As we Naruto run the whole way there.
That's exclusively how I run. When I sprint in this,
It doesn't make
you
you
will
go
take checks
faster.
and trip on your face. When you run like a moron, you will fall like a moron.
I'm just gonna leisurely walk, meander-ish, to my room.
Alright, you guys make it to your palace of rooms. All 7 of them, one of which is empty.
No, we moved. That was the basement.
Oh, you're right.
we
Because
have
they-
the,
6 rooms now.
Yes, you're
we
right.
have the lesser luxury suites.
Alright. So you make it to the rooms, kind of shut the curtain doors that you have to your main seating area. And you're all in the room.
I'm gonna go into my separate area and I'm going to try to scry.
Alright.
To Enflar. Hello.
What do they need to beat for their will save?
If I remember. He's waiting for me too, though, so he wouldn't.
Well, he doesn't know it's you. Spell
Why
level.
don't you go to somebody else and I'll figure it out.
It's spell level plus certain modifier plus 10.
That's why I said go to someone else. I don't know where it is.
Top of spells sheet.
Is that basically going to try to will the ring back again?
Okay, why don't you roll a wisdom check?
7 plus 3. I think that's what I got last time.
You're kind of like you see veins kind of bulging on Zenpei's head, but nothing happened.
It needs to be the 19.
No. Natural 1. Your vision clouds over and you feel yourself blazing through up out of the water, and you see before you
A naked dwarf.
a very naked dwarf.
At least I made it.
So now you need to roll your percentile die, which needs to be
Where is he?
51 or higher. He's at the bar working.
At Sam's, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
51 or higher, the message spell gets through.
54.
Antlar, you currently see is sitting around at the bar. He's cleaning, and you see him prying off the boards that had been put over the spigot.
Antlar, please don't do that. Antlar, it's Wiggum. Antlar, put it back. Thank you. We're trying to keep her from drinking, remember?
I'm not putting alcohol in it.
No, but she... Anyway, will you do me a favor and go to Catriana?
Have I met her?
Yes.
Is she the nice lady?
Yes.
The half-orc lady?
Yes.
Okay. The one with the friend of the guy with the
Yes.
winged thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I need you to... can you grab a pencil and some paper, please? You can write
What's a pencil?
charcoal then.
Oh, I have that. You don't see where it comes from, but it
I don't want to
appears.
know where it comes
He
from.
has a bag.
I'm just-
Okay. Write this down. First thing you're going to tell Catriana is that Wiggum says hi to Mr. Slithers.
How long can you keep this up for?
Message?
No, the scry spell.
This
To Mr. Slithers.
Slithers.
Who's Mr. Slithers?
That's the snake that Aaron had. Tell her that Kafrik is
How do you spell that?
Kafrik.
K-A-F-R-I-Q
RIQ is in Undercity.
is in Undercity.
Imprisoned.
Imprisoned.
Make sure she gets that.
Make
And
sure.
for I'm talking to you, make sure she.
What?
I like what you've done with your hair today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She gets that.
Will you please go now and tell her that stuff?
Is this a note or is this a? You want me to do it?
I want you to go do it.
Oh, okay. Should I fold this? Should I put it in an envelope? I mean.
I want you to keep it private, so
So
please.
yes, let's fold it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. It's folded beautifully. Like you actually see it folded into a crane.
Very nice, Aunt
Thank
Flora.
you.
Tell her so he says hi.
No.
You can't. She can't hear anything. So you yell at and just. You see.
I'll
Wiggum.
fucking kill you!
It was mainly just to,
Yeah.
just to try
But you can do that. Just like. Oh. Okay.
Alright.
Emma says hi.
How are you guys doing? Is it nice?
It's a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. The
Don't be
boat's
scared.
cool.
Don't be scared. You can just get out of there if you're in trouble, right?
No.
We hope.
You can do it. You're strong. You killed a necromancer. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll do that now.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Bye.
Bye, Aunt Flora.
Are you still listening?
I did this.
Okay.
Yes, I like the thought that he's still there going,
Are you there, God? Are you there, Wiggum? It's me, Margaret.
All right.
And it takes an hour to cast,
Okay.
to scry, and I can do it for 1 minute per level, so I still had quite
Okay.
a few levels, or quite a few minutes. Yeah,
Okay.
that word.
just
Alright.
like that he was so. Okay. Alright, I can see this.
He was warned.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I did
He
tell
was
him
And
that.
Antler's a pretty.
He rolled a
chill
natural
guy.
1 on his will save.
It's a pretty chill guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Zenbei's gonna go somewhere that's in the general.
Okay. So while this is happening,
And I'm gonna start writing greater invisibility scrolls.
okay, so you're gonna just spend the however time to translate it. Which how long is greater invisibility? Or did you already translate the scroll?
I have the spell. Yeah.
Oh, so you're writing scrolls of
Yeah,
this.
I'm creating scrolls.
Okay. What is the cost of the greater invisibility? Because make sure you
It's at
deduct
level
that.
4.
Does it require any expensive components?
No.
An eyelash encased in gum Arabic. So greater invisibility, you said? Okay.
+4 AO. The fuck is AO? I don't understand my own notes. I looked that up in English.
So you are a level 10,
Mhm.
and that's level 4.
Before I
500 gold per scroll. So
How long does it take me to?
it takes you, I think, an hour per level to transcribe.
Okay.
So it'll take you 4 hours and 500 gold per scroll.
Okay, and then I have the cantrip Scrivenger's. What is that? Scrivenger's chant.
It's a cantrip.
what's that?
You can. It's 12 and a half gold in a half hour.
The half an hour
To make that.
transcribe everything is 12 gold.
to make a scroll of that.
No. I want to use that cantrip because it duplicates writing. I'd like to make 2 at 1, per se.
You're still going to have the same cost.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you'll probably have to go a little slower because you have to make sure everything stays aligned. So add an extra half hour per level. But it's
6
sort of,
hours.
So 6 hours for 2 instead of 8 hours for 2.
and then it's going to be
1,000.
1,000 gold or 100
Okay.
platinum.
Okay, I'm gonna
Okay.
make 4 of those.
How long
You
does that
made-
cantrip last?
I can just keep recasting it. So it's a
You
cantrip.
made
I don't know how long it lasts. Each time though.
Okay.
with
Since
the
it
same
runs
amount of
out
money. You made 2 scrolls that are very much going to help us, and I bought dessert.
What's it called? Scavengers? Scavengers?
Chant.
That was a very
That was really
creative.
good.
That was a good idea. That was a really good idea. Very creative. Good job.
I just need to double check that you don't have to make any checks. Oh, it's a concentration spell up to 1 minute per level.
But if it's the only thing is
The
casting,
cons- Well, you're still concentrating on getting it transcribed over.
but he's concentrating on transcribing this thing in either form.
If it's a concentration spell, as long as he's not casting another spell.
I think you'll be okay, but that's why it's taking you a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Okay.
That was cool.
So,
Well done.
Thanks.
and then, let's see. Making scroll. You have the feat to create scrolls, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's read write magic, right?
No, it's a feat called create scroll.
I have
I don't remember.
Check your feats. Or scribe scroll.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did.
Originally created.
It was wrong. Scribing a scroll takes 2 hours. The base price is 50, or it's 1 day for each 1,000 gold piece. So, I'm sorry. I was wrong. It'll take you about a day and a half to make a scroll because it's 1,000. No, never mind.
What's
1,000
happening?
gold. I'm doing the math because it says 2 hours if 250. Yeah, we'll stick with 8. That's fine.
8 hours to make 2 scrolls.
It'll be fine because it's only multiplied.
She knows it means though. Same thing.
And it cost me
She knows
It'll
it
still
means
cost you
this.
the same amount.
$1,000 for 2 scrolls.
1,000 gold for 2 scrolls. Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a more efficient way of making them.
So you need to make a. At the end of this, you need to make a single skill check, usually spellcraft, to finish the item, which is going to be 5 plus the caster level.
So 9.
Yeah, so you have to beat a 9
I
at
have
the
a
end.
12.
Okay, and you're gonna have to make 2 of them because it's still 2 separate things. Okay, so you're spending you're spending that time working on this. So why don't you roll 2 spellcraft checks?
8 plus 12.
8 plus 12, 20.
Yeah. So just don't roll a natural one.
Yeah, 9. plus
All right,
12.
you have spent that money, and you now have 2 scrolls of greater invisibility.
That's really cool.
Nice.
Hey,
Just-
Garen, come here. Come here. I've got something you should try.
I go over there.
Garen seems a little slow to respond.
Yeah, that's fine. I lead
Sorry, I
Garen.
just got a lot on my mind. I really miss my animals.
I know, sweetie. I'm gonna take Garen into my room and pull out the cake. Now, here's the deal. You know how we were talking about fancy snacks earlier?
Yeah, but like we agreed that real people snacks are better.
Yeah, but this is fancy dessert, and it turns out fancy dessert is way better.
Really? Can
Oh.
I try it?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm having you here for, boy. I got 2 pieces of this, so savor it. You get one and I get the other.
Yeah, fucking savor it, alright.
Okay, cool. I give Garen a piece of the cake.
Right.
Really
You see the decadent cake. It's a nat 20 easily. It's the best thing you've ever had in your life. It tastes like it feels when all of your animals are around you and loving on you.
It's basically a Patronus in cake form.
I start like tearing up.
Did I do bad? Did I do a bad thing?
No,
Did I screw up? I tried to be good. I'm trying really hard to be good.
It's delicious. I love everything about it.
Oh. Oh, good. See, okay, fancy dessert is way better.
Yeah, I've never tasted anything better in my life.
This was more money than God.
Why did you spend so much money on dessert?
You know, that's a long story. We don't have to go into that. But this was,
I'll never forget the taste of this cake.
oh, trust me, I know.
How do you get the cake back?
It's not
You brought it
being
back.
surrounded by all
Can I
of
give
my
it to you?
favorite
Part of it.
friends.
Because I realized no healing in you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
it's very clear it was me.
Okay.
So you realized when you were told how much this cake was worth?
I was never told how much this cake was worth. I was told it was a lot, and I said, how much? And you said, don't ask.
No, I thought he told you.
No, no one told you the
No one
cost.
told you? Something happened and you
I
brought
just
it back
know
to
it's
me.
very expensive.
Oh, you asked what the cost was, and Cersei said you don't want to know.
Yeah, you don't want to know how much that cake was
Thanks
worth.
for sharing your cake with me, Cersei. It means a lot to me.
There are big tears pouring down.
Oh, Garrett gave me a hug. Oh,
I can't a meeting.
You are picked up and swung a little bit.
oh. I think I made a friend. Is this what friends are? Are you my friend now? Yay! Yay, I have a friend.
For anyone who didn't hear, yes. Yeah, I am your friend.
And all the while there, Brooke is sitting next to you going, I would like some cake. It's in this bowl of travel rations that is congealed
He's
into a
not
soup.
there. He's in a different room.
I was under the impression he just follows you everywhere.
He probably is. You're having an emotional experience, and he's just standing there with his shit.
You did roll a 19 on stealth.
Nope. Hold on. Nope, that's an 18. Okay, well, I
This cake is delicious.
fucking take it on break.
Is this not
witchcraft.
sharing?
It's
My
just
piece.
Oh no, not your piece.
Okay, never mind.
Parker slice. But
Just
You wouldn't have a hand anymore, fucker.
I'm pretty sure that the barbarian.
Rook is sucking on his spoon.
Not when it comes to food. Do not come between me and my food.
Is that Meg or Cersei?
Any
Yes.
universe.
Alright.
Zepe.
Z will not be able to talk to Zempe for
Hours.
hours.
Okay.
How long
When
is it until
You
we
walk
eat
up
dinner?
and
Like an hour.
Zempe is going to choose to stay.
but you see my pen going and another pen going right next to me and two pieces of paper.
Yeah, you could roll a craft check.
Not busy.
So that is an 8.
Total?
Probably, yeah, I rolled
She
a
made
5,
this
but
one.
I think it was +3.
You copied the map. It looks about the same as the first one that was given to you by Lalessa.
What do you
Alright,
add?
cool. Feeling emotional after that cake, so.
Yeah, the tears in your eyes obscured it.
I love you, baby.
It's actually teardrops on the map.
Oh.
Would you try to turn into ocean waves, but it didn't work as well as you'd hoped?
You have like a professionally done map, and then you have the same map next to it, done in like crayon.
Who wants the first map?
I'll take it.
Silence.
Rook takes the map and
Okay.
puts it in his pack. Alright. Anything anyone would like to do?
Is my hour up of scrying?
Yes.
I'm gonna come out and talk to you.
We weren't spending an hour. You chose to only do that, so you're done.
Okay.
Doesn't it take an hour to cast?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you finished all of that.
Okay.
I literally was just sitting there watching you transcribe.
I got in touch with Antlar.
Good.
You are not even paying attention. You're just
I,
focusing.
I told him to tell Catriona where Cook is.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea. Good job.
So now she knows that she's in prison in Undercity.
At the very least.
If all else fails and we can't rescue her, at least Catriona knows where she is.
That's an excellent idea. That was very well thinking. Good job.
Why do you sound so surprised?
I'm not. I'm just
Roll
relieved.
Roll bluff.
Wasn't my best lie.
We know.
14.
Proud of you.
I feel as though, Senpai, if you're in there.
You see no indication.
That's
I
okay.
got a nat 19.
So you know that it was a bluff.
A bold-faced lie.
We are. If Senpai, if that ring tells him to do something that is evil, we need to stop him, and he needs to tell us.
Tell me.
You can respond in no way because you're focusing.
That's the thing I'm concerned of.
Don't tell me. I know he will.
Okay.
And if all else fails, I'll beat it out of him.
So if you guys would like, we can expedite the rest of the trip and make it to Undercity. If you guys have something else you would like to do while on the
How
ship,
many days left of doing that?
it takes you 8 hours.
Well, how
Or I'm
many-
sorry,
how
6
many
hours.
No.
days left until we get
Yeah.
to
You have 2 days left, I
Okay.
think.
I would like to make at least 2 more rolls.
Okay.
Yeah, can I make some more maps?
Sure. Roll. How many maps are you making?
I guess 6.
Okay, so roll 6 craft checks.
You need to do that too.
Okie dokie.
You can roll the last 2 with advantage.
The last 2?
Yes.
Okay. So the first one was a 14
Okay.
total. That one is an 11.
Okay.
That one is a natural 1. I stuffed that one embarrassingly into my pocket. That one is also a nat 1. Wait, no, this one's with advantage. That's a little bit better. That's a 12.
Okay.
And then the final one is, okay. So that last one was a 19.
All right. So after your embarrassing one, you're like, yeah, gotta do better.
Get your shit together.
So you made him. The last one you're pretty proud of.
I'm just keeping the shitty one. Everyone else can have the okay ones. And then I'm giving the really nice one to Sybil. And I'm just gonna go off of my memory for the rest of my trip. So,
Okay.
good luck.
All right. So now,
Or
what scrolls are you making?
the same ones.
Same ones.
Yep.
Okay.
There it is, really.
So you're spending the time. You're casting the spell. So that's gonna be another 1,000 gold.
Natural 1.
Okay. So the first one you just scribble the wrong symbol,
9. Plus
and you manage to get this thing. So one of those just.
Ones, guys.
It's there, but it's ruined. You spilled ink on it.
8 hours over 2 days.
It's total of 12 hours over two days to do all of them.
4, yeah.
So you have 3 scrolls. You spent 2,000 gold to make sure.
Yep, I already did that.
All right.
So, to use a scroll, you have to use a item check? or-
It's a use magic device.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe, yes. But you have to do like a spellcraft to be able to read it. And well, I'll look it up whenever that's important. All right. So, before we expedite the trip, we're going to take a brief break.
That's a good idea.
Please.
All right. We'll be back.
Can we all use
Hello, everyone. We are back. All right. So,
I broke Cooper.
what else would someone like to do while they're on the boat?
I'd like to have a talk with Zempe
Okay.
about this ring business.
So 14, well, plus sleep. So 24 hours later, you're able to meet with Zempe. He is asleep. You see scrolls laying on the desk. One of them has a bottle of ink spilled across it. He is asleep.
Is it?
He's not writing anything. He's just...
My hand is still
Yeah.
kind of, but you know,
It's still moving. It's just not
it's
moving.
wiggling.
You understand what the doctor was talking about regarding his hand now.
Zempe.
Sybil is standing above you.
Hello.
You've really made a mess of this place, haven't you?
I tried.
About this ring business, it still concerns me.
Yeah, me too, like, immensely.
I can try and remove it. However, I can't promise anything. And we have to discuss a contingency plan in case I cannot remove it. Do you follow?
Right.
You have
Is
to...
it even here right now?
Neither of you see the ring.
I still don't see anything, my small, peculiar friend. If it wants...
What about now?
No.
Still just inky little stubby fingers, my friend. If it tells you anything that concerns you or is of dangerous sorts, you let us know.
Are dark dwarves actually evil?
I don't know, I've never heard of dark dwarves.
Can I roll nature?
You already rolled knowledge nature on this before. You didn't know.
Oh, okay.
You had learned no information, so you couldn't roll another one.
I've only known about dwarves, surface dwarves. I don't know anything about dark dwarves, but if we come across one, and it tells you to do something,
I'm sure it will.
please tell us what it tells you.
I think that everyone should just assume that it told me something not good if we come across a dark elf dwarf.
But from what Wickham has told me, you have a complicated history of, how do I say this eloquently?
I won't be offended. I get into trouble a lot.
Possession. And I've seen what you can do to those on the receiving end of those inky little stubby fingers of yours. And I don't really want to have to put an end to the inky little stubby fingers of yours. So as long as you are forward and honest with what they're telling you, I feel like we can help you. Agreed?
Okay, but know that I might be manipulated by the ring, which would lead me to lie to you, which would mean you should assume that shit is up. You found acting strange.
Let's try that. There we go. Well, stranger than usual. And I'm going to grab your hands and I'm going to try and cast Dispel Magic.
Alright. So roll caster level check.
Destroy it.
It's probably not going to do anything. But we'll give it a shot. It's 10 plus 5 plus the caster level.
No, it's just plus the roll plus your caster level.
Oh. Okay. And what's the big numbers for?
Saves.
Okay. 11 plus 5. 16.
That's the ego level. I don't know what that means, but
There's something. It's different.
It does?
yeah.
So there's kind of a... You hit Zempe with this. You feel your headband and then come back up. The ring, nothing on your hand seems to have any effect, but all your other magic items except for... trying to remember what it was. You don't really have that many on top of you.
Yeah, I've got my belt on.
Yeah, your belt is fine. The headband is... You feel a little dumber and then...
Yeah, my eyes go.
flicker. Static.
And then
Static on your equipment.
in 24 seconds it comes back.
Okay.
Deep.
I'm gonna try to will the ring to come back again.
There's still
Okay.
no rings on his fingers.
You didn't see any rings on his fingers.
Okay, my best shot.
Yeah, that's worse than before, so let's not even talk about it.
Whales aren't the best.
Just
You're very preoccupied. I can try and remove a curse again on you if you think that would do, but otherwise, I believe that's all within my power that I'm able to do to you.
Okay. Maybe we should develop a safe word. You know, like if I'm all fucked up, but maybe get this one word out, you know. Pineapple!
That's exactly what I was thinking. Weird.
the Cersei's just yelled from the other room, pineapple.
Pineapple, how
Yes.
You're
Thanks, Cersei!
not even related, you're just craving pineapple.
Yeah.
about that? Pineapple!
No, I just figured out what the fuck one is.
Oh. Alright.
Just
Pineapple!
Just. The hell is it?
Pineapple!
Pineapple will be a safe. Fast?
Pineapple.
Yeah, we should tell everyone.
Yes.
Tell everyone that pineapple is a safe word.
I shall tell them.
Thank
And
you.
Rook wanders off.
What are you?
Rook.
And
Pineapple
that's
is a new safe word.
What was the old one?
We didn't have
What's a
one.
pineapple?
I don't know. Try asking Cersei's. I'm going to my room.
What's a pineapple?
Try this!
Cersei,
Try this!
do you have a pineapple?
I don't know what this. They're telling me that's what this is called. Try it. Oh my god.
It's making my mouth all tingly.
Yeah, but like.
Oh, you might be allergic.
No, it's like a party on my phone.
Yeah! It's pineapple!
Not
I don't know,
I'm
that's
fine,
so
you're
sweet.
The static makes it better.
It does. Well, the safe word in case we believe Senpei is not in his right mind. If the ring possesses him. And he wants help, he will yell pineapple.
Oh. Oh, that's not what I thought you meant by safe word.
What did you think he
Sybil doesn't do a safe word. She's got her chastity belt.
It's Neverland.
Everyone needs a safe word.
Well, okay, I'm going to my chambers.
What's a safe word? What?
It's a word that you say when you are no longer comfortable with a situation.
Oh.
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
This is gonna get
Pineapple.
overused. You guys are welcome.
Okay. Well,
That's a hashtag right there.
It already is.
any other, since we're still in our common room, do we have a game plan for what we do when we get down there? I believe our best
Do we?
options would be to go to the Garden Inn, and in the slums seem to be our safest bet for us, as well as the air corridors that they keep speaking of. If we believe Lady Kafreak is in jail, that complicates things.
Maybe they give us a tour.
Of the jail?
But it's
Sure.
under the castle.
That's probably not gonna happen.
I don't
What
think.
if we like post bail or stuff?
I don't know if we have that kind of money, or if that's how this even works.
I don't
I-
think we're supposed to know she's there.
It's true.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with Zenpei. Maybe we
Like,
can try.
I don't know much about jails, so don't look at me.
do like a political mission to see about this jail that, you know, the Lady Fishlips suggested that we take a look at. She seemed to take an awful lot of pride in it.
Don't worry, Garen. Jail's quickly becoming one of my favorite terrains.
That's
Alright, I'll leave it to you.
it's most
But I
unsettling.
might need your help later.
That's most unsettling.
You know,
Sissy.
in case I go to jail.
You won't go to jail.
Prison. In case I go to prison for some reason.
Well, we have a safe word, so it's fine. The thing is, though, as I'm sorry, Lord Rast, right? Lord Rast suggested, as long as we do not stir the pot down there, we should be fine. So we should go as long as we can without doing anything that can be conceived as rude or threatening. I agree with Wiggum. We can't just go out and announce that, you know, we know that she's down there. Because we're not supposed to know that, and if they know that we know, they'll probably move her, and then we'll be up the metaphorical creek without a paddle, per se. So, let's...
What's a metaphor?
What creek are you talking about?
Don't worry
It's like
about
pocket
it.
sliced bread. Oh, goodness.
Food?
It's not witchcraft.
Or is
I
it?
don't like magic. What is it?
It's just a turn of phrase, my friend. Just a turn of phrase. It's okay, forget about it, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
We should... I mean, we can try and get information from, the Tempest Tavern and see where, you know, hostilities lie. I think we shouldn't go to the Bastion unless absolutely necessary and things hit the fan. But any other suggestions as to what we should do when we get down there?
I'd really like to see the coral garden they were talking about.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
I mean,
Do a little. I want to do a little shopping and see what it's like.
I suppose we can do that.
Guys, do you think I could get a little fishy friend? I could put him in a little bag. He can come with us. Maybe
We'll
I'll
see.
use them.
That actually sounds awesome.
That
That'd be
doesn't
so
sound like
cute.
it's gonna go well.
I suppose we can try and do some shopping after.
How often are we going to be able to get down there?
Well, we are on
Hopefully
a
not that
political
often.
mission. As long as our mission takes priority, I'm not opposed to a little bit of sightseeing, I suppose.
Isn't part of our mission to foster goodwill between us and the merfolk?
I'm
And what
afraid
better-
that ship has already sailed. I don't think we're going to be.
We're on that ship, right?
Yes, we are. So, maybe if we can, otherwise, what we talked about earlier about at the very least letting Lady Kafrik know, or Lady Katrina know where Kafrik is and where
Knows.
she is
I hope.
the most important part. Otherwise, I have no other plans.
I'd like to get back on the boat and
There
leave.
wasn't a whole lot for us to do anyway.
I suppose.
Alright, is there anything else you guys would like to do while on the boat?
I would like to scry back to Antlar and see if he got the note to Catriana.
Okay,
I'd like to know
what's
if
19?
Blast Ball
Hey, Wiggum,
is going to be a score
maybe you
above
could-
one.
ask him to send backup.
I don't think it's necessary yet.
It might be.
No, it does not go through.
Sorry, playing.
You feel the spell, and then just darkness. So you know it worked, but either he's dead on a different
Will you
plane,
ask them about my
or
auntie
made a save.
animals, please?
It didn't work.
Aw,
We can try again later, I suppose. Don't be disheartened. You'll be fine. I'd like to know if Blast Ball is going to be something that is above ground. I suppose.
You want to talk to
Harry
Richard. Balzac.
Harry Dick Balzac?
Harry Dick Balzac.
Okay. You're on the boat. You find him with his blast ball, and you see this kind of this panel that he's pulled up, and he's like moving pieces around, and you see arcane magic being thrown into this thing.
I don't mean to interrupt, Mr.
Yes.
Balzac, but
Balzac.
Mr. Balzac,
Thank
but
you.
I'm just curious if you are intending on taking this sport to the surface after we get through with this ship cruise. Yes? I'm sure this
I'm
is,
sorry, what?
I'm
Oh,
sure this
hello.
will be very Hello, Mr. Balzac. Are you taking this sport to Tel Freyat once you're back on land?
The plan is to make it a big sport. But
Make it a
there's
big
still some
sport.
tweaking.
Of course.
That's me. I'm working on changes. I will upload eventually.
Well, you
Remember,
have
throws the
excellent.
ball to collect all the new information and it will spin.
Throw it up.
Excellent. We have all of the. We have a team if you ever need to show off
I'm having fun.
the sport. Otherwise, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you as well,
Mr.
Miss
Balzac.
Civil Nominee.
Thank you.
Kisses your hand.
Thank you. Bow, salute, and then walk off.
Alright.
Here you go.
Anything else peeps would like to do?
No.
No?
You guys see
Can I
Zenpei.
try my one map that was really shitty?
Sure. Make a craft check.
Okay. Please don't suck. Okay,
Only
not
blue.
bad. 15.
Alright. It's a better map. It's not your best one, but it's definitely getting up there.
Alright, cool.
So what is Zenpei doing?
I'm telepathically communicating with my ring.
Okay. Yeah.
Since it reached out. Via text.
It's been a couple days since you
Okay, so for the purposes of this, just to expedite it, we're going to have everyone else leave the room, and I will talk to Zenpei in here.
Boom!
We will call you back. You're welcome. Wait, actually, I'll just mute it. I can do that. There we go. Can you hear me?
Or, no, I'll just call you back because,
Good.
Okay.
Do you want me to close this door?
Yes, please. All right. So you want to just read it to me so that way the other people know what's going on.
Sure. So, the ring reached out to me telepathically saying, I will help you gain information and truth from those unwilling if you swear to purge the Dark Dwarfs. And I say, I want to understand your mission and your story. How did you come to be? Who created you? If Dark Dwarves are evil, I'm happy to help. But I need understanding. My party will be greatly alarmed if I suddenly start taking these kinds of people out without justification or explanation. I will work with you, or will you work with me to do this responsibly? I will help you if so. One thing I've learned from my pal Sybil is that we have to have temperance. Otherwise there can be some undesirable consequences. Can we come to an understanding?
I came to be because I am powerful. I was not created but by the force of my own sheer will. There was a people who was destroyed by Duragar. They are evil creatures, no good are among them.
Duragar, that's Dark Dwarves.
Yeah. The justification is that they are foul creatures who are a plague to the lands they inhabit. They have dug too deep and unearthed great evil, and that has seeped into them.
But do you understand why we have to have temperance?
I do not ask you to kill anything but dark dwarves.
But we need to do this strategically.
You kill them, that is the strategy. And
Right.
I will aid you.
Right, but we can't just like suddenly divert our attention and be on a crazy rampage. We have to have plans.
If you see a dark dwarf, you will make a plan to destroy it within soon. I will tell you how much time we have. It need not be immediate, but it need be swift. Is that fair?
I think it could be. This is something I'll have to communicate to my...
But you cannot keep me along. I never hunt a dark dwarf. Within a few months, we must kill at least one. Fair?
I think that sounds alright.
We have a deal then. I shall assist you.
What else do you do? What are your powers?
I make those confess, and if not, they are in pain. You will get the truth, or they will be racked with pain.
What kind of pain?
It can be lethal. Anything else?
Will you show up permanently so people don't think I'm crazy?
No. It protects me. And protects you.
Please?
You will only bring harm to yourself if others see me.
Are you known to the outside world?
I am known to the Duragar.
Well, how about you only hide yourself from Duragar? And you maintain a presence on my finger with my
I
companions.
will let them know that I am here, but I will not show myself.
My companions?
One companion.
Okay. Should I pull the one aside real quick so we can do this?
No.
Well, how's that gonna work then?
I will speak to them. Choose your party member. Go out, choose your party member. If you want to be Garen, we'll call Garen. But send them in here.
Okay. With me.
Yes.
Okay.
Or not with you.
Okay.
Separate of you.
Okay.
Okay. Don't give them any warning that you would.
You're up.
Okay.
Do I have voices in my head now too?
Take a seat and then.
Bitch. What did you spread to me, Zemper? I'm fine.
No, you're fine. So as you're having this conversation with whatever you were having with Wiggum and Garen,
Chilly.
you hear in your head, I am speaking to you out of request. Your friend is not crazy. We only seek to destroy those evil dwarves.
Who are you?
I am the ring. The ring of confessions. Your friend has promised to aid me within 3 months to destroy a Duragar, and I shall provide you aid by getting you answers from those unwilling.
May I ask what this Duragar...
They have destroyed my people. I am born of their wrath and their sorrow.
Do I have your word that you will
My
not...
deal is not with you. It is with Zempe. I spoke out of obligation.
We will...
Aid me in the destruction of the Dark Duragar, and we will become allies.
I don't know what a Duragar is.
It is an evil, vile dwarf, dug too deep, unearthing great evil upon themselves.
I will promise to help my allies. And if you promise me you will not harm us or the innocent, I will help you in how I can.
Duragar are not innocent, and if you aid me, I will not harm you.
Or any innocent.
I will harm no innocent unless told, unless they hold dark dwarves from me, in which there is no innocence. There is no innocence in those who conspire with dark dwarves.
have me as an ally then.
Okay, we can bring everyone else in. Oh! And just grab Molly and we won't tell them anything yet.
Cool. Yeah.
Hello! They're coming back in. There we go.
Wow.
Waiting on you guys.
I'm sorry. We weren't cool enough to be a part of the conversations.
It wasn't a conversation you could be privy to.
I don't want to be a privy. I get shit on enough.
Also, when you have these types of conversations. Right on.
They're whispering sweet nothings into each other's ears.
This is
Alright, so Zempe, since you're currently here,
This is Meg's.
you currently see Sybil's eyes just kind of widen a little bit.
As in her?
Zempe sees this, because he is aware of this.
Are you right close to me?
Yeah.
Pineapple.
What did you talk to me about?
This is coming out of nowhere.
He contacted me. He gave me some more information about who it is, where it came from. It's alarmingly powerful, considering it willed itself to be.
Well, that's concerning.
Can you see it?
Can I see it?
Nope.
Still can't see it. It spoke to me as it did to you, which is unsettling, but it assured me it has no intention of hurting us or the innocent, as long as it doesn't get in the way of its hunt about these creatures known as Durga. I would like to research what a Durga is next time we get to
Yeah, you're hearing this.
Can I roll knowledge,
Sure.
nature?
a library.
Nash 20.
19 actually.
Cool.
Or elves.
I'm missing one of my books. There it is. So what's your total?
So is it knowledge, nature?
Yes.
30. 19 plus 11.
I have a nature of 2.
You're not super familiar with these creatures. You've never encountered one in all of your lifetimes. But from what little you do remember, they loathe all races living beneath the sun. But no, they hate nothing but dwarves.
They hate nothing but dwarves?
They hate nothing as much as they do dwarves. Everything will pale in comparison to their hate of dwarves. That's all that you know.
Blech.
Are they evil creatures?
I don't know. But
They don't sound particularly good, but
they don't seem very nice. I mean, especially to those races who live on the surface.
well, from what you said, it seems as though they are, and from what the ring told me, presence, they live very, very below the surface, very underground, so maybe we don't have to worry about them for a while at the very least. But at the same time, we have to be mindful. It said it would be our ally. Did it tell you what it could do, Zembe?
It can cause people it forces them to tell the truth, or it hurts them. and it can be lethal.
Well,
So it can be helpful.
it could be helpful. It's good to know that is a resource at our disposal, I suppose. I don't know how to process this right now, to be honest. But once we get back to surface in Telfreyot, perhaps we can look more into this. We look more into items of sentience. Those are most concerning. Agreed?
Pineapple.
Pineapple indeed.
The second time you've heard pineapple in
Yep.
last 2 minutes.
I'm aware.
Okay, that's it. Unless anybody else has anything else to say.
Right. And so nothing else you guys would like to do in your last day or so on the Garden of the Sea?
No.
Do you want to speak to the captain? You guys have a question for the captain?
Unless someone wants to share the scrolls you read.
No.
Yes, I would like to.
Did you guys try to go up and talk to the captain?
And we did figure out that William and I are the only ones that can use them.
If it's on your spell list. What level is it on a wizard's or a witch spell?
Greater invisibility?
Correct.
Give me 32 seconds. Okay, it's a 4.
As to what he read, it needs to be only somebody whose innocence familiar with that kind of spell is able to use it. So it's like a divine caster can only use scrolls that are divine. A arcane caster.
Okay,
only
so you can use spells that you don't know.
But that are on your spell list.
Right.
Okay.
So what they're familiar with.
So I was sitting here going, that doesn't
Right.
jive. Why on earth would you get a scroll if you can just cast a spell?
Right.
Okay.
If they're capable of knowing.
Oh, damn.
then they can use it.
That's a different
It's
statement.
not.
Great invisibility.
Alright.
Is there something I can put on my slot list to
Uh,
like suddenly add quickly?
No, but you can use the scrolls without using a spell slot. You just have to
Right.
make a spellcraft check.
But I can't put it on my belt.
No, you need a special belt for that.
Okay.
You can try and fashion one if you would
Well,
like.
I'm thinking of consumables. Sorry.
Yeah, the scrolls just go in like a scroll case. You can put them on your person where they're more readily accessible. You can put them in a pack where they're less accessible.
So you just
Okay, I'm gonna
press
keep them
the
more
button.
accessible.
Okay. So you just kind of...
Yeah, I can cast it on someone else.
Yes.
Yes, greater invisibility can be cast on someone else.
As long as that's whatever the scroll says.
Yes.
You could read you read the scroll and cast it on me.
Yeah.
That's
Since
cool.
you know the spell, you won't have to translate it. So it's just a spellcraft check to use it.
Okay,
That's cool.
cool. So
Alright.
I have like a breast pocket or something.
Sure. You're going to keep one in there?
Actually, we're about to go through customs, so I'm actually going to tuck all 3 of them into one of my books. It's amongst the pages.
Okay.
Let's hope your book's not going to take them.
Yeah.
What books?
Let me see which ones I have. Okay. I'll put it in the history of Halflings book.
Okay.
Or actually, I'm going to put one in each of the Lusty Tank and May because I have 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
For now.
Okay.
And once we get through customs.
Alright.
Not a bad idea.
And then
Any-
I'm going to tuck the rest of my scrolls in there too.
All of them in the Lusty Tangle
Oh.
Mates?
I didn't learn to spell magic yet, I don't think. What level is that?
To me, it's a level 3.
Oh, it's okay. I do have it. I'm pretty sure we took care of that.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we did.
I think we did that back when I was playing.
Yeah.
There's some of them that
2
didn't
weeks ago.
work.
Okay.
So, anyways, anything else? Alright. So you guys are on the boat. The waitstaff kind of grab your attention at some point the next day. Do you want to see the city over the crest of the caldera?
Yes.
Upstairs. Come. They lead you up, and they take you to the front of the ship, the entire party, and what you see is lights off in the distance, but you only see like the haze of them, like a sunrise before you see the sun. And you see that there's these curving darkness that come up and over the light. And you realize as you're cresting, what you're seeing is a massive caldera. Sunken area, tall cliffs that come over each side, and you see the lights of this beautiful city. It's almost haunting in the way that it's built, and from this distance you can even see the magnificence of the castle and palace. You see that there's kind of a shimmer in the air around Undercity, and as you're passing over, you're coming from the west, and you see a dark dome with some type of growth on the top of it, and you see that there's small explosions in the distance. You assume this might be the bastion being bombarded. You see there are ruins over there illuminated by these blasts. They are not small blasts by any means. And you see where they're coming from, near the southern part of the city, far away from the castle.
They're blasts.
There's some type of explosion, and it seems like a projectile of some sort. And as you're coming over the castle, you take a wide berth, and you see that you're coming on the northwestern portion of the city. There's lights everywhere. It seems like there's some central circular districts. And then you see that there's kind of a cliff of sorts on the east side of the city, and you see faint lights, but you can't make out anything from this distance, and they're few and far between. You see tall towers throughout the entirety of this city, and they are painted bright red, so they stand out amongst all the light. And you see as the ship descends, there are two sets of docks. Ones that are beautiful, well lit, seem intricately created, and then further on, a dark dock that seems to be in disrepair, along with a very large, very dark, very foreboding building. And so the ship comes down and lands at the nice dock, and you see as guardsmen move up to the side of the ship and pace the gangplank up against it. And you see as they have weapons all the way up the gangplank that are pointed directly at the doors of the ship.
Of a foreboding menacing looking area?
No, from the nice docks. There are guards holding weapons that are pointed at this. And you watch as they place two pieces of a very large coral trident that comes up together, and it appears to be a wave. And you watch as they take a stone and tap it to it, and you watch as a shimmering specter of sorts appears. And you are seeing an image of Plorton. Those who wish to enter may enter this dock only as merfolk. Pass through this, and you are not merfolk, you shall die upon entrance.
Here we go. No, I'm kidding.
And you watch as Madame Corsian descends and just kind of like, excuse me, you're in my way. Trying to pierce directly through your group.
Excuse us.
I sidestep.
I lean over at the...
I'm going to physically pull her back.
Should I raise that? Should I raise the gangplank?
I'm whispering.
What are you doing? Are you moving with Wiggum's pull?
She's trying to go through the middle of the group. People have moved. As long as she's not staring me down directly.
Oh, she is. As you have not moved. Pardon.
I'll take a single step and no more.
She slithers past with the rest of her family. You see Lalessa and Marve just... Sorry. To both of you. And then Rast is the last one to follow the ship and just kind of shoulder checks you in a friendly way. You can tell it's not menacing. But it's just... good move.
I do
And you watch
deep bow to
as there are very big horde of servants coming after them, just towered over with various furniture, other creatures. You see that there's a disc, which some of you have seen this magic before. It's a floating disc, and then they drop everything down and it slowly sets onto the surface of the ship, and they carry it over the barrier, and you hear crackling as individuals pass through this barrier. And then as Madame Corsian gets to the gate, she goes, "You will shut this off now." The guards shut off the gate. She and the rest of her family pass through, and she goes, "Turn it on now." after all of her luggage.
They're not
leaves.
merfolk. At least one of them isn't.
And then the rest of the less prestigious merfolk travel on, and one of the children seems to be afraid. The mother kind of picks up her child. It's like, there's no reason to be afraid, darling. You are merfolk. You are safe. And they pass through, and you watch as some of the poorer folk, their clothes flicker and disappear, and you see rags beneath them as they pass through, and they pass through in shame as their truth is shown to the rest of them. One of the little girls starts crying when she sees her dress is no longer the beautiful pink outfit that she wore before. After you wait for about an hour of merfolk and their luggage and everything passing through, the ship closes up, and you move further down to the dark docks. And as it lands, more powerfully dressed guards, some of them carrying what seems to be almost a hand cannon of sorts, point at them on the ship, and you see that there are guard towers posted over the building that you were told was the customs office. It opens, and you see a series of gates pass through, and you see as they light up, there's this crackling magic energy, and all the water is drained and shoved out. You realize what this is the air tunnels, making a space for you all to walk through. There's also a shimmering between each of these gates, the dispel aura that you saw that removed the beautiful clothing from some of the poorer merfolk. You may unload, bring anything with you, anything not of value will be taken from you. You may receive it on your way back.
That's all I got.
All my shit's in my bag of holding.
10.
Alright. All of you pass through these gates, and any magic that is currently on you shudders and fails. Progressively, as you move through each gate, stronger and stronger enchantments are broken.
I'm trying to figure out if there's anything currently active, and I don't think there is.
How's my butterfly doing?
Your butterfly seems to be fine, just not even moving. It almost appears to be dead, and if you didn't see like the antenna shifting, you would believe it to be so.
It's like a brooch.
So your headband is and every other magic item on you is currently starting to fail. And you make it to the end, and you see the individuals with the hand cannons aimed at you, one at a time into customs.
I'll go first.
Alright, you pass over your items, and they take everything and they just pour it out all over the table, and I'll need to look through your...
You want my armor and stuff too?
Just pass me your whole sheets, it'll be faster.
That's
Here,
good.
I'll make sure that everything that is not with me is clearly marked.
Okay.
This is all my
Because
shields.
most of my shit's a problem.
Plus my weapons, which are all my weapons now.
Alright.
Gloves of larceny are definitely not with me.
You do not have the key trident anymore, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Um,
He pulls out your sword. What is this?
That's my
Just a-
sword as a paladin of samurai. It's a gift for becoming one of the Dawnbringers.
The what?
Dawnbringers.
What is that?
Elite Order of Paladins of Samurai.
And you need it with you?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm a paladin of samurai.
You can roll diplomacy.
I'm not leaving without my sword.
You can roll diplomacy to try and keep it with them.
Oh shit, guys.
if I can't
Plus
do
11.
at least
Okay.
my
19
dagger.
plus 11.
So it's 30.
30.
Do not bring this out in public unless it is necessary for you to brandish it.
As long as no danger comes, I have no need of it.
Did I or did I not leave that with her?
There's magic on this crown of yours.
Yes.
What is it?
Take it off. Like that.
Oh, so if you're hit, it'll
It's a defensive.
protective.
Protective
Fine.
armor.
This ring,
Which one? The one I'm wearing?
the ring of fire breath.
Defensive.
Defensive. Offensive? I may need to keep this ring from you. We'll keep it here. It's not a large magic artifact. You can have it back when you return.
I don't feel comfortable doing that.
You can have your sword, but you're getting more out of me than you would necessarily get out of anyone else.
There's a war zone going on over there. We could see the explosions from over.
Well, then stay out of the war zone and you're fine.
No, I don't believe I'm allowed in my humble roots to be
Why
near
don't you roll
the
diplomacy?
center of the town. I should be near the further back, the slums, so I'm not in anyone's way. But there's also danger there. I need to be able to
I
defend
do
myself.
not think you need your ring. You can roll diplomacy if you would like.
13 plus 11. It's 12.
Your ring.
Lady Catriana will be hearing of this, as well as Lady Corsian will be hearing of this.
You can speak to her. She will understand that we took it. If you really needed it, you would have given it to her and gotten it back at the other dock. You start looking through all of your...
She trusted me to have it on my own.
Are you an alcoholic?
I'm not.
Then why do you have so much alcohol?
Like non-alcohol. So all non-alcoholic beverages. We sold all non-alcoholic beverages.
Well, you have so much mercy. Do you care for alcoholics?
I care for anybody who needs me. I'm a healer.
Your name so we can attach your ring to it?
I thought you were going to say your name
Civil
so we can
nominee.
tattoo it.
To my ass. Civil nominee.
They take your
I'll
ring
tattoo
and
your name on
you see
my
them put it in a pouch labeled and they put it in a drawer marked with the date. Remember the date that you've come in, you will receive your ring when you leave through customs.
Do we have to do?
You'll know whatever day it is. You may wait outside for the rest of your party members. Do not leave the customs office until the rest of your party is with you. Wait in the next room.
I do not think to.
Next!
Damn.
Sorry.
How's your day going so far?
Fine, how is yours?
Well, it was a long boat ride, but I like boats. I like being underwater. I can breathe underwater.
Interesting.
Small talk. Literally over
Small
customs.
talking with
This-
customs guy.
Staff. Dangerous rays that it shoots.
Yeah, it's not really pleasant. I haven't used it much. It's a family heirloom.
We will keep it here and you can have it upon your return.
Thank you.
We appreciate your willingness. It goes much faster when you do what we ask.
But I'm just here to be cordial. Them's are real friendly. Nice guys. Nice people.
You're about to go kill on a killing spree, aren't you?
He's just gonna go and sneak and steal
check.
from the
Just like you
So
are
then,
being requested
As they
for genocide.
dump out your... They were very gentle with how they dump out your bag of holding. They hold up a ring. Umbra?
An old friend of mine.
A powerful friend to have.
They seemed pleased, and that's upsetting.
Everything else here seems to be fine.
Are there any Umbras in Undercity?
No, not for a very long time.
Alright, you seem good to go. Your name so we can give this to you later.
Syndicate Ninswap.
How do you spell that? You spell it out and they just... And you see them wrap it, and you see them put it in a locker, and then you see them flip a lock and you see an arcane symbol appear on it. Wait in the next room until your friends are finished. Please do not leave until all of your party is complete.
Certainly.
Good evening.
Hi. How are you?
I am well, how are you?
Doing well. Do you like your job?
It pays.
It doesn't mean you like it.
No, that's true.
Is there something you'd rather be doing?
I'd rather be at home with my wife.
I understand that completely.
Alright, your Morning Star. Is this necessary for you to keep?
It makes me feel safer to have it, but I don't need to have it now.
Okay, then we'll keep this from you.
Do I get it back?
You will get it back whenever you leave. Just make sure to stop with us and you will receive it.
Of course.
He starts flipping through the rest of your items.
I mean, I have a vial of ashes.
It's an
that a
interesting
problem?
spoon.
This is sustaining spoon?
Is this, what does this do? It creates food of some sort?
It's kind of a really gross paste. I mean, it keeps you alive, but
Yeah, try it.
you definitely can. And
Sticks it in
water.
a cup of water. On second thought, he
It's
just kind of dumps it out and hands you the spoon. Continues to go through
That's
waffle
a
iron.
problem.
Is this a weapon?
no, it makes waffles.
Oh, really?
Have you never had waffles?
I have never had waffles.
When I come back through, I will make you waffles. I promise. I will bring you some. They're so good.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course.
This mithril wire, this could be dangerous. Could we keep it from you?
It's for making earrings.
If you plan on making earrings, you can bring in the earrings, but we'll need to keep the wire.
Oh, okay.
Anything I'm taking, I've marked red in here, so make sure that you know that. Alright, everything here seems safe.
Thank you.
Garen?
Well,
This book's right there.
can I speak to you real quick before I leave? What's
Sure.
your name?
Eh.
I have to know so I can bring you the waffles.
Storm.
Storn?
Storm.
Thank you, Storn. I appreciate it. I hope you have a really good day.
And you as well. Oh, your name, so we can make sure to get this back to you.
Wiggum. That's
Last
it.
name?
Just
No.
Wiggum.
Wiggum, no last name.
It's a
He's gonna
shame.
place it, and they take your items, they put it in a large, almost filing cabinet looking box, and they put the date on it, and you see an arcane lock appear on it. You may wait outside, do not leave without the rest of your party.
Thank you.
Next,
Stuff that will come back.
and they pull in Garen.
Good stuff, yeah.
Hello!
Hello, how are you
I
today,
don't know how to
sir?
deal with my...
Not bad, how are you?
Oh, pretty good, actually. Although I miss my little animal companions.
Oh, do you keep animals?
Can't really breathe underwater.
Most people can't do that.
Zen-based
You
one.
see, I'm a ranger, so I need a lot of animals to hang out with.
Taking the unnecessary big one.
I'm really...
This bow is particularly dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, I am a ranger, so that's kind of my thing.
I would like to keep this from you, as it is a danger. You can roll diplomacy if you'd like to keep it.
I really want to keep it.
Do it.
Okay, roll diplomacy.
We intend to go
That's a
hunting with Lord Plorton if he will have us.
Ooh.
You're not there.
No, I thought we were in the
that
other
was,
side
You're
of the
in
that
room.
was literally what I was gonna
Oh,
say.
we're like
Okay.
in another room.
I rolled
Oh,
high
yes.
enough. I rolled a 10.
Well, they rolled a 1, so hunting, that sounds like a brilliant idea. Can we keep the great axe then? You can keep your bow.
Keep the great axe?
Great axe and the falchion.
Yeah.
Falcon.
Oh,
Oh, church.
well, what
Thank you.
happens if I get attacked one-on-one right in my face? What am I supposed to
If
do?
you go hunting with Plorton, you'll be fine.
Yeah, but what if I'm walking through the slums or something and I get cornered and shit?
You can keep the falchion and we'll take the great axe.
Deal.
But if anything happens, I'm holding you personally responsible if there's slices.
I promise nothing will happen.
I promise nothing.
You see as they dump out your quiver, and then look at the rest of your arrows. All seems fine. Beautiful tie. You seem to have good taste.
Thanks. Thanks.
And you have planks. What do you do with these?
Oh, I'm a carpenter by trade.
Excellent. You could be of use here, although wood doesn't seem to do quite well.
It's alright. I'm willing to learn some new things.
This ring of yours seems to cause pain of sorts.
Yeah. You
Re-
can take it if you want.
Well, then I'll take that. Thank you so much for your willingness. Everything else here seems to be fine. Please make sure to wait outside for the rest of your party. Do not leave without the rest of your party.
Hey, thanks, man. You're awesome. Have a nice day.
You as well, thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Let me see.
Just waiting for them to put every single one of the items.
I left
in a
so much with
bag.
Catriona. I do have, it's not marked on that.
Yeah.
I do have a set of thieves' tools that are just regular thieves' tools.
Okay. Are those just...
They're just essentially lockpicks.
Okay. But I mean, do you have them? You have them in your bag of holding?
I have them in my bag of holding, but
Okay.
it's not marked. It's marked as thieves' tools times 2, and it's confusing. So just so you're aware, I only have one set with me, but my really pretty ones are not.
You're traveling with these individuals?
Mm-hmm.
What will you be doing on your stay?
I'm really not sure. Probably some sightseeing. I'm really not sure. I'm more along to I'm more along to be persuasive if need be by talking to people and because I'm quite good at haggling, so for buying things I'm more along to be a jack of all trades than anything else.
No, that makes sense. I'll let you keep your daggers, but I'll need to keep your mace and other mace.
I'm okay with that. I need my daggers. Number 1.
Alright.
First and foremost.
Are you an artist?
I dabble.
That must be what this powder is for.
Casting blaster. Oh, the casting blaster? Mm-hmm. That's not for making keys at all.
Making dicks. Sorry.
There are a few items that you have that concern me.
Maybe I can help.
Your corset, your sleeves, these boots.
May I ask what the problem with my sleeves are?
You can change your appearance at will.
Only my clothes. It doesn't change my physical look at all. It's more a matter of I don't have the pack space to continually change wardrobe. It's to be more polite to others.
Okay, that makes sense with the corset and your boots.
Can I ask what the problem with my boots are?
They allow you to move more freely, and we as guards must be assured that you will stay safe. The corset is concerning because you can squeeze into tight spaces, and that is worrisome for protection needs.
Right. I completely understand. What I'd ask, with regards to it, though, is if I might at least keep my boots. I don't have another pair. I'm not... allowing me to move more freely is more a matter of helping me assist my friends. For instance, if there was a rough ground, it would allow me to get closer to them and help them if they're in
You
need.
can roll diplomacy.
Please.
I don't have
Can you tell me
boots.
what my diplomacy is? Because you have my book.
16.
16 and 12. So 28.
You can keep your boots, I will keep your corset, and then you see as they dump out your bag of holding.
Oh, that's going to be a problem.
I really liked that. I don't have any other boots unless you want to give me some. Never mind.
Thieves' tools, wire saw, drill, glass cutter, grappling hook,
Glass cutter.
Yeah.
symptoms kit, a
What's wrong with the
mask.
symptoms kit? And it's like the mask is like a masquerade mask.
I really just
Are
want
these
to
ashes?
My mother's.
Roll bluff.
I just want us all to be standing there just so we can be
You
like.
had 16.
This 20.
Sorry, my mistake.
Oh, thank God. He has a -2 against my bluff for the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
So, we'll need to keep the thieves' tools for obvious reasons. Same with the adamantine wire saw. Obvious. What else did I say in here? Glass cutter. There's no reason that you'll be cutting glass. Your grappling hook, there's no reason you should be grappling. I'll let you keep your hip flask for obvious reasons.
I really will in this situation.
Mask, wig, symptoms kit.
What's wrong with the symptoms kit?
We don't need you faking an illness.
It's okay.
What would you need the symptoms kit for in our city?
She's an actress. Sorry.
You may keep it.
And what did you mark here? The loaded dice? The
No, those are not there.
The wax key blank is not there?
That is not there.
And this mask?
The mask is there, but it's like a masquerade mask. It's not like anything.
Fashion.
Yeah, it's more a matter of if we're dealing with more beautiful things. It's nothing to be concerned of. There's no magic to it.
Alright. Sounds fair. I'll keep these.
That's a problem.
You can walk into the next room.
She said the wig was for in the bedroom.
What's your name so we can make sure to get this back to you?
She said the corset was for in the bedroom.
I should have, but I didn't. None of you would have pretended to be my lover. It's a problem, okay?
I like that he took your grappling hook, but didn't take mine.
I actually
Or mine.
missed it.
Or mine.
And didn't take Zempe's rod of blindness.
I was rolling for some of these ones that aren't common items, and you didn't know what that was. You thought it was just a dark rod.
So, yeah. Anyway, my name is Cersei Zenzara. I'll give you my actual name because I don't think anyone knows it here.
See the arcane lock appear. You move into the next room where you see another guard. We had an alarm go off that you have breathing materials, and we need to take all 7 of your breathing.
Why?
Apparatuses?
There's,
We're here to visit people who aren't necessarily a part of the...
if you wish to take and explore the city, you will receive an invitation, and they will give you the breathing mask. This is a recent law that was passed by Porton.
Fucking strangle
It was more of a safety thing in case, ship got damaged or.
Well, then you have no need for it.
Can we get him back before we leave?
You can get them back before you leave. They'll just be kept in a
Just
separate
kill
hold.
people.
That's fair.
Why do we have to do things the good way?
You will receive them back, and if you receive any requests from nobles, they will give you
I
breathing
legitimately
apparatus.
just want to start killing people. It would make our life so much easier.
Yeah, let's just blast the front door down.
We don't need these.
I give them mine.
I
I've never was given
Yeah,
one.
I
They
imagine.
were
I thought we
all...
were all
somebody's
just holding
holding
all of them. Yeah.
They
Yeah,
managed to
somebody
get
was
them all.
holding all.
They weren't really written on the sheet, so I just,
Yeah, I don't.
these can be returned to you. What name should they be under?
You can put that onto Sybil as well.
Alright.
Borrowing them
I'm
from
gonna
a friend.
kick you in your non-existent fish balls.
They have fish balls. It's just on the inside.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoy your stay. It looks like
Why am
I was going through papers.
Colega.
It looks like you have passage on the next ship. It should be about a week. If you miss that one, it shall be 2. Are you looking for any place in particular? You're actually one of the most pleasant individuals I worked with, so please understand that I'm here to
Thank you.
guide you.
Fish balls.
Do you like sun cakes? Have you ever had a sun cake?
No, I've never heard of a sun cake.
How about sushi?
Try it.
Very light. I've never had something like this before.
It's from the surface.
Story.
Oh, I should have checked this for poison. Did you poison me?
Yes.
Why would we do that?
I like
He's
it.
gonna.
I'll eat it back if you like it. I'll eat it.
Is it story?
I like cakes.
Yes.
Why would we try to hurt you?
It's not uncommon for us to be poisoned. There's a lot of rotation in this job.
Okay with that.
Sometimes I'm foolish. Anyways, if you wish.
Can you direct us to what was it? The Garden Inn.
Yes. So if you just follow the airways or the air passageways, it'll lead you right to the inn. It'll be on your left. The guard tower will be on your right. Beyond that is going to be the tavern, and beyond that is going to be the office for some of the guards. If you head on your right, the only path on your right that is in the airway, you'll reach the traveler's market. You will find that there are occasional maps that are placed around that show you where the airways are. If you see some holes next to it, that's where old airways were, but they have subsequently been removed. Any questions?
Thank you.
How easy are you to kill?
Alright, if you have any questions, the guards should be able to help you, as will some locals.
Thank you.
Enjoy your stay. We will see you eventually.
See you in a week.
They open the door, and what you see, it's very beautiful. There's a lot of coral that wrap around. These airways are shimmering with magic, and you also see that there's some type of reinforced glass as well, so it seems like it's multifaceted to protect it from failing. What you see is an outstretched city, and everything is created from strategically grown coral.
That's cool.
You see that there's a lot of merfolk like beyond what you expect swimming around. It seems like they are freely swimming all around the city except for a certain height.
Can we see the old dock, the better docks?
Oh yeah, you can see them. They're as soon as you leave, you see them straight ahead of you on your right.
Can I roll perception for that ghost ship, that flaming crazy ship that we got the fuck off of and sank?
Yeah, you can roll perception.
That's a really good
Since we
idea.
were all on that ship, except for you.
Not all.
Yeah.
You doing okay, Danicka?
Yeah, just like
Natural 20.
There
Plus
is no
11.
ghost ship that you are aware of.
Okay.
You see some green on one of the other ships or some green wood that might be similar, but it could just be a certain type of wood or something recovered.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to wave to merfolk
So
outside the window.
one of the little kids, and then you see the mother just grab her kid and shove him away. What you see is a map that is posted. Anything that has that like orange dot up at the top or here down below are airways. And you see that all around the city there's these little divots of where it used to have these markings for the airways that have been removed. The only ones that you see that are disconnected from the current portion up top, including that market, is a little bit down in the nobility district, which you see. Actually, roll perception with disadvantage as it is obscured.
Oh, why? 15 and a natural 20.
89 plus
13 total. 2 plus 11.
29.
13 and 14.
Someone who got above a 20 sees that the portion that's been obscured by graffiti and scratched, you're able to make out Lady Kafreek, and that seems to be her home in the nobility district, and she still has an airway that leads up and towards part of the main city.
Everybody goes to her house.
There's a portion of it that is in the nobility district, but there's nothing between the inside of the nobility walls to there. It looks like whatever is there, she must have fought to keep it because everything else has subsequently been removed.
who's seen that? Anybody who got over a 20?
Mhm.
So not me.
Not me.
You.
Me and Garrett.
Yeah.
I got a 27. Dude, come on now.
I don't remember everybody's numbers.
That's what you
So I'm misunderstanding. So there is a
There's an
An
airway.
There's an airway, but it's separate from all the other airways. It doesn't link up
It
to
doesn't
the other.
connect.
how far away is it?
You're not sure. I mean, you could kind of guess based on the scale, but it looks like it might be a mile or so.
Oh,
Again,
not 30 feet.
don't you have the spell to be able to make air bubbles for us? Breathing apparatuses.
I could do that. I think that, let me think about how long that lasts for really quick. Because I think it lasts for like a few hours, but let me just check.
30
Sorry, guys.
seconds.
I believe it would be in our best interest to at least try and check out Lady Kafreek's abode, if we could at some
Yeah,
point.
we definitely should check it out. So it's 2 hours per level, and I'm technically a level 6 caster, so it would probably be 12 hours.
Split.
So
between all
like,
of us.
yeah, like, I mean, we could totally do that.
Is it
Is that mass or is that just one person?
I have, it's creatures touched up to 1 per level, so I could get all of us, I think. Is there 6 of us?
Yeah.
Oh, there's 7 of us.
No.
I don't need it.
There's
No, it's
6 of
There's
us.
6 of us.
Oh, yeah, no, Zenbei doesn't need it. Okay, yeah. So I can get all of us.
Let me use my skill.
All right. So, as you have your conversations, you see up ahead of you this tall, foreboding red tower. And you see a crest of arms of 2 tridents and a wave. And it seems to be a merfolk with a large crown and deep ruby eyes staring down, and you realize this is one of the guard towers that you were told about. You see merfolk guards sitting atop, some with weapons, some without, kind of chattering and laughing. And it's probably 100 feet up.
Wow.
And there's actually...
Way back.
First one is 100 feet up, down 50 feet, there's another portion of the tower. So there's a high and a mid tower.
I'm gonna wave.
Do you guys think it's a good idea to do this when these guys are watching us?
No, I don't think this is a good idea at all.
I believe we should start off by going to the inn, getting a home base per se. Then we can come back here whenever we like.
It's a good idea.
I mean, after all, it's very well known that we are friends of Lady Kafri. It's not unusual
no.
for us to go there. All of the
I would
nobility
like
knows
to
us to
leave-
come down here because we are looking for Lady Kafri and
Well,
good relations with her.
But none of the nobility know the words. We are friends with Lady Kafri. We are close to Lady Katriana, and she is close to Lady Kafri. There is enough of a distance there that we can play with that, and I don't think we should ever claim to be friends with Kafri.
I told
I'd
them
like to
directly
lean
that
over
we
to
were.
Sybil and say,
That's
but no,
problematic.
don't we have like magic and shit? Like, can't they make us like disappear?
Pardon?
I said, don't we have people that can do magic and shit? Like, can't they make us just like disappear at some point?
I do believe that is what Zabriskie was working on a few days ago, no?
You'd like sneaky into there. It'd be awesome.
I
You
don't
could,
think
but
we should do it right now because the guards are right
No,
there.
I'm not saying right now. I'm
Oh.
saying after we make a home base.
I
Okay.
don't know why we should be sneaking at all. I mean, if they
This is
know
what
we
I was
are.
trying to whisper it in your ear.
I don't think there's any reason that we should take any ill thoughts about being friends with Lady Kafrik. After all, she's still nobility down here, and we are trying to pursue her and figure out where she is. That's why we came down here.
True.
That's what they know us
I think we
as
should
coming
talk
down
about
here
this
for.
less in the open.
If you feel safer talking about it, we can talk about it at the inn.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we have anything to hide. And if we pretend to have something to hide, it would cause more of a stir than not.
Right. I think there are some things we need to discuss in private before, and I'll get on the same page before discussing in the open.
Very well. Then let's go to the
Garden Inn.
northern part of town. I believe that's where the Garden Inn is. That slum area.
Sure.
Yep, that's where we are.
Sure.
It's trying to get the feel for where it was. So we got off the docks, which
Also,
is
any of the buildings that have the hashes that are just the one
Is this-
slight blue. Nope, up. So this. Nope.
Up.
Right
Yeah.
there. Any of those blue buildings have capabilities to allow you to breathe inside.
Okay.
Any of the hash ones in the bottom have had it removed.
okay. We are dropped off.
Up north,
Clear.
up higher, that left, that's the dock.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's custom.
He said that the inn is in essence down here around this area.
Yes.
Okay. And then this is nobility.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Nobility and
Nope.
palace.
Nope.
Nope.
Nobility. That's nobility.
Palace.
Palace. Oh, this is the palace.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge as fuck. That's cool.
Slums.
And then there are slums also. Oh, thank you.
That's
Oh, that's a key. That's where. Yep, I get it. Thank you. Thank you.
welcome.
Okay, cool. Palace, slums. Okay, so the slums are down here and over there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, we have.
And all the red buildings are guard towers.
All the red buildings. It's all of those guys. That guy. These guys.
Those are orange.
Okay, sorry.
No.
Those red dots.
Yep.
Okay, that's a good way of looking at it. Neat. You did a good job on this.
Thanks.
Okay, cool. Shall we head to the Garden Inn now?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to take my shoes off.
Alright, you take your shoes off.
Well, I'd like to take my shoes off when we get to the Garden Inn.
Okay.
I
So
like
you
to
make
sit
it to
down,
the
relax,
Garden
take
Inn.
my shoes off,
You see it's
relax.
built in the same choral style. Looks like it's a little run down.
What other races have we seen?
In this
In this
area, you are
area.
seeing mostly human.
Mostly human.
There's a couple dwarves, a couple halflings, some half-orcs.
Excellent.
You haven't seen any really obscure races. You see
But we see
one
enough
individual
to be
that's
like,
kind
oh,
of
basically,
blue-skinned,
Okay.
long flowing blue hair. It's kind of
We've seen enough
Talking
people
about-
though to be like, oh, we're not the only.
yeah. You're not the ones.
Silver
There
Stars
are no merfolk that you see in this area,
slums.
except for you're not in the slums.
Well,
You're in the touristy
towards the
area.
touristy area.
The only merfolk that you see are the guards, and the guards are only merfolk.
Is this the is that the Coral Park?
No,
Where- where
you're
do
not
you
quite
think it
sure
would be?
what it is on the map.
Okay, they said somewhere in the center.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just trying to get my bearings going.
You do see kind of an outcrop of coral past the guard tower straight ahead of you.
Okay. Great. Well then, shall we meander?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
All right, before we do that, we're going to take a break.
Cool.
Well,
Hello,
let's
all.
go find. Let's go to the tavern and then we can continue this.
That's right. Agreed.
Roll perception.
6.
Natural one.
22.
42,
I'm actually
okay.
just going to call about 4.
11 plus 14 is 25.
This starts floating in the water, reaches the thing, and just falls down wet.
Which just fell from the ceiling. Don't eat it. Don't touch it.
What's that, Wingham?
Eat it.
What you got there?
I've seen jellyfish. They don't look appetizing.
Aw. Huh?
What you got there?
It's a little thingy. It's wet.
What's it say?
What kind of thing? Is it a secret message?
I think so.
Is it a message in a
Please
bottle?
don't break it. I've got one that matches it.
Is it a message in a bottle?
Look, look. I have another one too. I found it a long time ago.
Would you like to share with the rest of the class?
I'm passing them around, aren't I?
We'll share with the rest of the class.
I can't read it out loud. I'll read it out loud.
You also notice I'm like this.
Okay, fine. The first one I got says, I'm so excited to see you. Only a month until we are together again. I hope your travels are safe. Are you coming by land, sea, or air? Stay safe, my love.
Is that between J and R?
It is.
Okay.
Then the second one,
This is all.
Random ass shit.
Now you're not reading this out loud. You're passing it around to everybody. I'm just wanting
Yeah.
to be able to hear what it actually is.
Jay, I haven't had a dream about you in a while. I'm beginning to forget the sound of your voice. The descent of every tear takes a piece of you with it. I cry no longer. I am no longer waiting. I am searching. Stay safe, my love.
That one is also from J, or to J from R.
Yes.
Just fell out of the ceiling.
Oh, the other one just blew into my hand.
I love how this doesn't
Yeah.
phase you at all. William's just like, oh, this is neat.
When did the first one show up?
Oh, a while ago.
Dear God.
Okay.
You hear that, my love? Okay.
Alright, so you see the big guard tower ahead of you, and following the directions, you follow the air, and you've made it to the inn. As you go inside, it's a little worn down. It's not the nicest place you've been, but it's respectable. It's easily middle class, if not upper middle in parts. Looks like it was once very beautiful and very well maintained, but money has seemed to have fallen away from this place. See that it's full of a lot of non-merfolk individuals, wide variety, mostly human, but there are a few merfolk that are in here, and they seem to be laughing, playing, interacting with all of the other non-humans around.
Oh, this is neat.
You see that there seems to be an innkeeper. He has a large book and a large desk in front of him, as well as an array of various other maps, books, strange leaflets just stuffed into this bookshelf. It's almost bursting. You actually see it bending in the middle of it.
hello. Hi.
Good evening. We don't really have
How
night
do
or
you
day, so good.
Good.
Oh,
Do you have rooms available?
We do. We don't have many. We only have 3.
That's okay.
Okay.
Do you want all 3 of them?
If
Okay.
we can.
That
Oh, would they be adjoining? That would be so cool if they were adjoining.
Dibs on bunking with Sybil.
the
they're.
ladies can sleep together and the gentlemen
I
can
think
sleep
2
together.
of them are adjoining. One of them is on the opposite side of the hall. So it's adjoining with a hallway in the middle.
Okay, that's very cool.
I think
Okay.
we only really need 2 bedrooms.
No, we need. Let's do all 3.
The
I
There's,
want
women can
all
have 1
3.
bedroom and the men can have another bedroom.
I want all 3.
let's do all 3. It's easier that way.
How much are they?
Per night?
For a week.
Oh, for a week. Oh, that does come with a discount.
Yay! I like what this
For all 3 of them, for a week, 50 gold.
Done.
Do we,
I'm gonna go ahead and give him
why do we need all 3?
75
That's-
out of the group fund.
Dibs on bunking with Sybil.
Why do we need all 3?
As Wiggum is handing over the money.
Because
Here are the various keys. 6 of them, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And out.
And let's send for a bar tab too.
Okay.
Is there a bar here?
Why don't
There's a tavern next door. Did
Okay.
you want the other 25 back to go spend at the bar?
No,
No.
thank you.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And they pass out keys. Who's bunking together?
We are.
There's keys
Me
for
and
you.
Garen.
the
You
ladies
and
can
Garen
sleep
and
I'll take the other one.
Wiggum
And Roka
Wiggum,
gets...
Wiggum. And
One second, we can't hear you yet.
No.
what was that?
I said me, Zempe, and Rook.
There you go.
All right.
Wiggum gets her own room?
I get my own room.
Alright.
No.
Damn it. I thought I was going to
refuse
get away
to
with
do
this.
that.
You want to bunk with me?
Sure, but
Okay.
she should be with us as well. We don't need to spend another extra 25 on the room. What if somebody else needs the room that is less fortunate than us?
Just calm
Why don't we
down,
buy it and use it for
Sybil.
somebody else?
Kind of weird. Why can't we just have a room for boys and a room for girls?
Why is this a problem? There's 6 of us. There's 3 rooms. It's 2 per room. Why
There's
is this
7
weird?
of us.
Then why are there
There's
7?
6 of us.
There's
Because you're
6.
just trying to
2,
get along
4,
with Civil.
6.
Shame on
What
you.
if we
Shame on
use
you, shame on
the
you.
2 rooms for us, and then we buy somebody else the other room for a week?
Okay, so we've gotten all 3 rooms.
Okay.
Yes.
If someone comes in and needs a room, let us know and we'll give up one of them. We'll
It's
still pay
much
for it.
less fortunate.
Okay.
If someone, yeah.
Alright.
It's what you get when you travel with a do-gooder paladin.
It's a problem.
Not really, it's kind of nice.
It's a problem.
Sarenrae, yes?
Yes, it's refreshing to hear somebody who knows.
Generosity is always given by those who pass through as members of Sarenrae, and
Well, Novice Familia also wants to help
I
where
thought we
can.
changed our name.
No,
No,
Please,
this ridiculous.
Ridiculosis wants...
Familiosa.
Familia Ridiculosis would like
There
to
we go.
spread good cheer wherever we go. And help
what a
anyone.
name.
It's
Although it
trying
is
to get
interesting you don't have a scimitar.
I'm trained in scimitar, but fits me a little bit better.
Interesting. Well, that's about all I know about Sarenrae, so...
Please don't get her started.
Please.
We'd like to eat this week.
If you're looking for food, go out the door to your left. It's gonna be the Tempest Tavern. You'll be able
Wonderful.
to get food
I
there.
think we'll go settle in first.
Do not under any circumstances get the pufferfish or the cheap ale. Do not ever. Nope.
That's noted, thank you. Very much so.
Pufferfish. If you wish to try pufferfish, you're going to want to go into a nice restaurant that is not under the airways, so you'll need something to help you breathe. So, they probably took all of your...
Yeah, Jim Pickens. Jim Pickens with the puffer fish. Sorry.
I'm sure they took all of your breathing equipment.
Has that
It's
been
really not that hard to get. It's more expensive in, but they removed it so people can't bring them in, so they have a controlled supply.
Gross.
So, if you're looking for one, they do offer them for rent, or you can probably get someone to give you passage. And they do charge extra for protective bubbles, so you can eat.
Ah,
So, I'm sure a lot of the guards do not treat you well. That's not a complete behavior. It's hit and miss.
That's not true. The guy that we went through with customs was really cool.
Oh, well, that's good.
we appreciate it though. It's been a while since we've had such a warm welcome anyway, so thank
Well,
you.
I do work in tourism, so you can understand a little bit of my behavior.
It seems very friendly here.
Technically, so did I, but just not in the good part of it.
I'll do that.
If you need any help with anything else, you can always come to me or any of the wait staff.
Thank you, sir.
Is there a way to get a message to the nobility?
It's not cheap, but yes.
Oh, I was just wondering.
Is there anyone in particular?
No, I was just wondering because there are no airways to get there.
Oh, that's the
I mean-
nobility's doing, is this form of self-protection. Except for Lady Kafrik, she held out and attempted to restore it, but she was voted out by the other nobility due to some fears with the Bastion.
She was
She's
voted
still
out?
noble though, isn't she?
Well, wherever she is, she's still noble.
She's been voted out?
No, she just was
Outvoted.
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 It's a simple nuance, if you
I
will.
see.
I was just wondering because I noticed on the map there's no way to get to the nobles area.
Then you will go to the nobles if the nobles wish to bring you there.
Well, that's why I was wondering about messages.
And as long as you can breathe, you're free to move about the city. Just know that as you go further south, it's going to become a little unsafe unless you have special requests to be there by nobility or Plorton himself. Places that you may want to avoid, as they are sometimes unsavory, are the slum areas north of this location and to the east over the sea cliff. There's a deep set of stairs which are not breathable, but as long as you're capable of swimming, you can really swim anywhere. Just don't go too close to the castle and don't antagonize the guards. Some of them are very high-strung, as per Portland's recent distribution of punishments.
We met him a while
Oh, you
back.
met him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been pleasant.
It was
It was an
informative.
experience.
So it was-
That's one way to put it.
That wasn't very nice.
it was an experience. It was informative. It was terrible.
Well,
Bullshit.
I kind of called him an asshat.
Me too. It's
well,
fine.
you would get along with
His wife?
Have you ever seduced a fish before?
Yes.
you would get along with Antris then.
Andres?
She's an investigator. She works in the justice system. Her
Yeah, where that one
sister was taken as leverage.
How do you spell her name?
Antris? Antras. Sunra. Sunra. She.
Where can you find this interest?
You can find her.
Good company.
She used to be in the palace, but has since moved out. Her home is right outside the nobility district. But she does frequent some of the guard towers. There's also the sentry office, which is left past the road, and it's that next building, the blue one that's off by itself. That map isn't complete, by the way. It's just some highlights. Which the sentry office does have the ability for you to breathe. Some of the guards can be intimidating, but just be polite and read when you need to be firm, and you'll be fine.
You said her sister was taking this leverage?
Yes.
Does that happen often?
What?
It's probably not my liberty to say, but
Off the record.
Antris, I shouldn't say, but if you speak to her and are persistent, you can get aid.
Has that been a regular occurrence here?
Has what been a regular occurrence?
Taking family as leverage?
It's not uncommon.
See.
DM
Well,
question.
thank you for your help.
Yes.
Person we are talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Male, female, undecided.
Fishy?
It is a merfolk.
Merfolk. I'm okay with that.
You can tell that a lot of their clothing, they don't quite have the same curves. It's similar.
Yeah.
It's a
But
little
we've
it's a
seen-
little nondescript at the moment.
Okay, but we've seen several merfolk up to this
Yes.
point. In likelihood, this is most likely a...
Why don't you roll knowledge nature?
Merfolk.
Look for the
That's
giblets.
actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, it is.
18
Look for
plus
the giblets.
20.
The best you can
Cloaca.
tell,
Look
they're
for it.
probably male,
Uh,
but you're not sure of.
I mean, I'll seduce a fish if it helps us.
Oh my god.
Why are we... Why,
They're meeting on plenty of fish.
I mean, if we
they're
think...
very helpful. Why do you want to seduce them? They're already
Have you
helpful.
met me?
They're already helpful.
But also, like, they have more information
Thank
than they're
you for
giving.
helping us.
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you again
Sleep
for the
with
rooms and
whoever
the
you want.
very generous tip.
If you met me, I'm
If you
a
give-
slut.
This coin over to the tavern, they'll give you a discount on your meal.
Cool, thank you.
It may not work for all of you, but it should at least help us something.
Thank you.
Enjoy again. If you need anything, you can find me here. I'm not here during the late evenings or early mornings, but you can find me in the afternoon
So, what is
and
it?
early evening.
Yes.
Say, what's your name?
I was trying not to ask, but you're so friendly. I didn't want to overstep my grounds. But
Oshi.
Oshi.
Oshie.
It's like
Yoshi.
Yoshi.
With an E.
Oshi is in like the sky. Sorry.
Oshi is in... There's the sky and the Oshi.
Terrible.
But you giggled.
Because it was funny. Oshi.
I know I'm not funny, but I laugh at my own jokes.
Son of a bitch. The helpful
In person.
innkeep
At Garden Inn.
at Garden.
You said that they were there during the daytime, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, not in the late evenings or early mornings.
It's like
Okay,
mid-afternoon is like the perfect time to find Oshi
I don't even know how to spell
and make
Oshi.
waves.
Oh, shit.
And then it is.
Every name I give you guys is just like, and then,
I like
I want to spread her on my sandwich.
Her name was Mayo.
Of course I was gonna spend it on my sandwich.
But she's not even.
You can spread her on your Parker's sliced bread now.
But she. Guess
It's
what?
not witchcraft.
It's Parker's sliced
Sliced
bread.
bread.
It's Antris Sunray.
But
Who is
here's the deal.
PI.
Justice,
With
yeah,
an investigator.
I mean, you can make
Interest
a lot of
Sunra.
jokes.
Investigator.
What do you want us to say about
Justice
Lady
Department.
Mayo? Because you can make so many jokes, including
know.
the fact that it's Lady Mayo, so your manly Mayo's not even around.
Justice.
Your Lord Mayo?
What'd you say?
Oh,
Justice?
I like
Your Lord
man-
Mayo is a different condiment.
I like manly Mayo.
Your delayed laugh makes me happy.
Department. And she is. Sister was stolen.
Sister was taken as leverage.
Sister equals leverage.
You ask what you got at rooms?
Yes, please. That's what I'm trying to get us to.
I'm taking mental notes right now. Give me a second. Sister.
Sybil's loading.
Hey, Oshi.
I'm buffing. Give me a minute.
Oshi.
You see the little sun spinning?
It's just a sign. Leverage. Sister taken. Okay.
You got
and
Ah, really?
potential
Oh,
ally.
I'm so sorry. So it's on the 3rd floor, and you're at the end of the hall. So you have the 3 in the block. Just ignore it's right past the boarded up door. There was a murder, still covered by the scene. Ignore the tape.
Oh shit.
There was a murder?
Alleged murder.
Who'd you kill?
Oh
No,
god.
no. There was no. I would never.
I'm just hanging with you.
Please don't joke about that. The guards take these accusations very seriously.
I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna roll perception.
Sure.
Be like
Are there any guards here?
Oh
Yes,
god.
10 and 14.
In one corner of the room, there are about 3 guards sitting at a table, laughing, just kind of drinking and looking around.
Talking to any of the non-Merfolk patrons?
No, they're just speaking to themselves
So,
and looking around.
you're helpful.
You're not sure what's going on, but they seem to be off duty. I do appreciate the humor, but only on a funny level. My self-preservation makes me a little jumpy.
Can we buy them some drinks around on us?
You're more than welcome to.
Do we really want to attract attention? like
Yeah,
that?
okay, here's the thing. You're like, okay.
Are you sure?
That?
This is, I'll let you think about this before I do it. You've been too nice for me just to take your money before you decide.
I don't think we should draw attention to ourselves.
That sounds.
Hopefully wisest.
So, you have to admit, to me that sounds a bit suspicious. You're not doing anything illegal.
No. We've talked to some people on our boat,
Oh, who?
the Corsians, and
They talked to you?
Yeah,
The better of the Corsins.
we had
no, we've talked to all of them.
The better of the
what's-
carding talked
They
to us.
talked
The other ones
to
just-
non-merfolk.
What's the?
Well, first I was spilling drinks on them, and that's kind of fun.
We had hors d'oeuvres with them.
What?
It's a long story.
And they... Is this your entire party? Are people dead?
No.
People are not dead.
Oh.
Not yet.
You are incredibly lucky and or blessed by this goddess here.
Usually.
Pointing over at your...
Why?
At you, but you can tell is more meaning your regalia. I am incredibly shocked to hear that you even spoke to them, let alone had hors d'oeuvres with them, let alone survived after pouring drinks on them.
They didn't know that.
I was real sneaky about it.
You're very suspicious, and I'm a little frightened and intrigued by you, Mr. Gnome.
It's normal.
He's strange.
Normal, I'm sorry.
No, it's normal to be frightened.
You're
and
Peter.
intrigued by
You're P-Town Normal.
He's my friend.
I like the idea that it's like you're normal. No, that's my friend.
Yeah, normal, right? Did I get it?
Right.
There's Danicka.
I'm sorry, I didn't get all of your names for the logbook.
I'm Wickham.
Wiggum, normal,
Civil.
civil,
Zanzara.
Zenzara. I'm assuming you say Garen.
That's Garen.
Last name or first name?
First name, please.
Oh.
Garen.
Garen and Ru.
Cool.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
The normal.
Just
The back of the throat.
Okay.
The
Anyone
normal.
else who will be staying with you?
Oh, this is Fayo.
Well, maybe.
Pet?
Pet.
Okay, then that'll be fine. If you have any guests, please let us know so we can just keep a log.
Alright.
This will not be shared with anyone unless they are taken by the guards, which we have no control over. But outside of that, your records are kept private.
Okay.
I apologize that I can't be more protective of it, but if they do catch someone else in your rooms, I have to report it, even if I don't know who it is.
Of course. We
But
No
for
intention.
certain individuals,
still
I may let things pass, because they just kind of take the gold and put it in whatever beneath the counter,
Yes.
as long as I'm working.
Fair.
Of course.
All right. Well,
Insight check.
I suppose you may want to go. Yeah, you can do an insight check.
Sense motive.
For sense motive. Thank you.
Different games this time.
It's juicy.
I always want to
It's-
say insight. Insight
Okay,
is better.
So the
as a
problem
term.
is, like, I always want to say insight and I always want to say will save when playing D&D,
15 and 4, so 19.
but it's a wisdom
19?
save.
I'm going to as well.
You bastard. Cut the fish!
10 and 11.
21.
As far as you can tell, this person is in fact telling the truth and can be bought for their silence.
Straight and narrow.
But as far as you can tell from the immediate part that they told you, nothing seems to be amiss or a
a
lie.
hard-working, sketchy, good person.
Yes.
Totally our type.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we need. That's how we get by, man.
Right?
I don't know how to do anything that's not sketchy, guys.
Well, we don't have sundials down here, but we do have water clocks.
Oh,
just have-
thank God.
They just kind of look.
Time with us for days.
It looks like according to the time in Telfrayat, yes, that tends to be where most of our visitors are from. It's about 6 or 7 at night.
Alright, cool. I think we'll go get settled in and find something to eat.
I would recommend the tavern, like I said, but again,
No
cheap.
pufferfish and no cheap ale.
Exactly.
Any bathhouses?
We're surrounded by water.
So
These are
baths are interesting. We don't have a lot of access to fresh water. We have to purify it, and you can take a saltwater bath,
How
but
hot salt water?
there's some vents on the eastern side of the city where hot water and some particulates come out. That's the only place you're really going to find hot water. But it's going to be salty. Your hair will have volume, but it will be very dry.
Interesting.
Which is that fire on your head? On the
No,
left?
it's just
Yeah.
You're welcome to try.
May I really?
Listen.
Oh, it's very soft.
Believe it or
Oh,
not,
you
love
get
you
to touch it.
I'm gonna
Whack!
Thank you. I've never felt.
Human hair? Awesome hair.
Oh,
It's hair. Most people think it's
I've
hair,
only
it's
ever-
hair.
seen 2 Asamar in my life.
You don't say.
You're number 3 now, so.
I feel privileged, thank you.
Well, I must attend to some other customers
Of
behind you,
course.
but enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goes to checking people in.
You can go up to the room.
Go up to the room.
All right. You go up the stairs. They're very loud and creaky. So you're announced as you're going up or down the stairs.
That's obnoxious.
As you pass up through the 2nd floor, you see there's a couple people talking in some of the doorways. Roll perception.
Done. 9.
20.
30. 16 plus 14.
24
19
total.
and 14?
Anyone who gets above 10
Nope.
Everyone but Sybil.
sees there is a human woman dressed in very provocative red clothes, leaning in a door, talking to someone that you can't see. You're assuming this to be a lady of the night.
They should really, I don't know, maybe water these stairs? It's so creepy.
You're kind of testing out the...
Do you sing?
It's not a piano, okay? These aren't keys to a piano.
You're quite right, sorry.
Carry on.
Come on.
As you kind of push Sybil ahead. You make up and then you actually reach like one stair that doesn't make a noise and...
I could grease these stairs if you like.
No. Well, maybe that stop this.
Bad
Can I grease in the cracks and not on the surface?
You can try.
Okay.
Can we get up the stairs first?
Nah.
Yeah, no.
idea. How does spell work?
I would say you could probably roll a d20 with advantage.
Well, we just get a lot of practice in greasing
19.
things.
It
Plus whatever.
starts.
You kind of stretch it along and you kind of do the sides that aren't actually there, and it reduces the squeaking on the few stairs that you manage to do it on. And it's very faint. And the more Sybil moves, it's actually getting quieter. So it seems like if you grease them with a lot of use, it'll stop the squeaking.
Just keep flames away from that.
You go upstairs. You make it up to the 3rd floor. And you see along the hallway, there's some doors open. You hear a couple fighting in one of them. It just sounds verbal. You don't hear any physical altercations. And then you reach the end of the hall and you see your rooms. There is a... It looks like there used to be a window here, but now it just seems to be like a coral plant in kind of a bubble of water. And there's kind of a tunnel of water leading outside the wall, and you see some animals and particulates moving between it.
That's really cool.
You see that each of these doors has a double lock. So you have to do one and then do the other.
Can I poke the water?
You can poke the water. You poke in the water, it's wet. Nothing
Yeah,
stops
but
you
like
from going
it's
in
not
there.
like it's stopping me from going
No,
into
you
it.
can go and touch the water.
That's so cool. Okay.
It seems like it's contained by the